You're looking live here at an aerial shot of the dirt track at Charlotte, and we're going to bring you a huge night of action here tonight, sponsored by Extreme Esports TV. And, you know, we try to get as much racing as we can done here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. And tonight, not the normal cast here on Monday. I'm normally Marty's backup man, but Marty's a little busy tonight. So Zach Chapman here with Shaggy TV, and I've got a partner the whole way up in Canada here tonight. I got Connor Ross along with me. He's probably going to do a little bit of racing, but, man, Connor, we got a lot of cars here tonight for the Open 358s.
It's always a good show here at the dirt track in Charlotte, especially when you get a great car count like this. This is one of the tracks where you kind of need a big car count. It's not one of those short tracks where you can get away with 15 cars and make it look like a good field, but no, looking at all the entries, there's a lot of guys in here that are in contention to win.
Yeah, you know, only you see on your screen there, week number 2 here. Last week, no surprise, Connor, Isaac Salas back in a 358, able to put it in the top step of the podium, and man, he's got to be somebody you're going to keep an eye out on tonight.
Like, especially at the dirt track at Charlotte, as you can remember, I think it was Mission 22 that was ran here in the modifieds. I think he swept both of those races, and he had his work cut out for him from the FTM group and Samuel Bachman and all those guys. I'm not sure what teams are who. I can't keep track with that stuff anymore, but he had to work for that one, and looks like all those guys are back, so we should have a really good race here tonight.
Yeah, and you know, let's be real, a lot of different teams out here, man, but a lot of co-teams. You know, they're guys that, for a little league insider, Connor and I are teammates at Gambling Motorsports, but man, you know, we work together real well with the Venom guys. We get to get along well with them. Dean and I have had our ups and downs, but I like to think Dean likes me now. You know, we get along with the FTM guys pretty good, and you know, that's what we need. League with a lot of diversity, man, but at the end, a lot of good friendships are built here.
No, 100%. And over the years, you could see some teams there were rivals, and sometimes that's good to have. But this year, I've found, and even halfway through last year, everyone kind of sorted themselves out. There'll be some incidents on the track, but I don't think there's a team where they don't really like someone. If you went down in their Discord, everyone's friendly, will have a chat, and that's the nice part about this league.
For sure. Got a little bit of time here left. Got about 7 or so minutes. We normally roll in right at 7 o'clock, but you know, if you're out there watching, let us know who you're rooting for tonight. You know, give us some recommendations, maybe some camera angles. I'm willing to pull a guy up for an interview here, and you know what? Actually, nobody ever does that anymore, Connor. Yeah, you know what? If he's down there, yeah, we're going to pull him up. He's a lot of fun. All right, so he doesn't have a warning here, so we're going to pull him up live, and hopefully he's behaving himself. But, hey, Isaac, man, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Hey, what are the chances we go 2 for 2 tonight, or at least get a Venom top step of the podium?
I think the chances are pretty good, brother. It's looking like it's going to be a pretty tight field, though, so that it's going to be a challenge. But I like the odds.
Yeah, you know, you were able to best Trevor last week. Do you think he's got anything for you tonight?
Oh, absolutely. Apparently, he's been doing a little bit of homework. I'm trying some things out that I look for in my car setup. So I think it'll be a good battle if him and I, you know, get up towards the front together, and I think it'll be hopefully I come out on the right side of all of it, but I don't know. It looks like it's going to be a little bit closer battle tonight than it was last week.
Yeah, and you know, everybody watching probably knows, but you know, your work schedule is always kind of up in the air, so at the end of the day, you got to run for points here, man. You never know when you're going to miss a race here and there, but hey, I'm going to let you go get back to practice. Good luck tonight, brother.
Awesome. Appreciate it, Zach.
That's Isaac Salas, part of Venom. Oh, and I just spoke over Connor. Say what you wanted to say, Connor. Sorry.
I was just telling Isaac good luck. I'll see him at the front, hopefully.
Oh, that's the goal, buddy. I hope you're still not asking for for gearing advice because I'm still I'm still looking all over. But
No, I found one out. I found one.
perfect. Yeah, I can't wait for you to blow by me.
We'll have to see.
All right, I'll talk to y'all fellas in a few.
Yep.
Have a
2
good
for
one.
2, kid. Good luck.
All right, good luck.
It's Isaac Salas in the 5 here, and we're gonna go to one of his Venom Racing teammates here. It's Brian Lawson. You see that 9 machine? Man, that paint job looks good. Those Venom guys, they always have good-looking cars. Always a little bit jealous of that. Aiden's slacking on making us cars.
I don't remember the last time I switched up a paint. My sprint cars I always go to Ross Carinta. I'm going to shout him out. He does a lot of great things for this league. My sprint cars I always go to him, and I used to use Nicholas Vickery actually. When he was still running, he made me a mod scheme, and I stuck with that. But I was running a different league, and I had a Joe Plazik throwback, which I've just rode ever since. And I got to talk to him again on Sunday at the track, and man, that's a Canadian racing hero, and throughout New York and dirt modifieds. So I'm pumped to have him on my side.
Sorry, my talk button quit working there on the broadcast, but yeah, that's definitely somebody you want on your side here for sure. I was trying to think here. I'm going to know for sure when I play the video before the race, but I believe Brian Lawson was the champion last year in the 358 Open.
Was it him or Morano?
Morano won the 358s, I believe, but in the Open.
On Thursday.
Yes. Thursdays,
okay.
Yeah.
Because I remember the few times I announced last year, we were talking about how Morano hasn't missed a podium, but couldn't remember if it was on a Monday or a Thursday.
Ooh, man, a newcomer from last night. He looked good in the late model, Connor. Not sure if you got to check that out, but Clayton Clewell. I was calling him cool all night, and I asked him after he won the race, and thankfully I did, because it's Clayton Clewell, man. Dude, he was lights out in the late model last night, so I'm anxious to see if that carries over.
I wish I joined that race. I didn't even know late models are racing Sundays now. But no, it's awesome when newcomers come in and not take the league by storm, but they find their division that they're good at and they run it. So we'll definitely see if how well he can do tonight. And it's always nice to see newcomers up, new faces on the top of the step.
Yeah, it definitely is. And if you're listening, Dino, I was looking for you to interview, but you're hiding in your team Discord. So if you are listening, want to peek in here later, I miss you. I wish you good luck here, but right now we're limited on guys we can follow. Only 3 guys on the track. I can't remember if I did say it. I think I was just thinking it while Connor was talking, but Connor, let's see here, 26 cars. We're going to have a B main tonight, man.
That's awesome. 26 cars, a great field, especially on Monday nights. And the only crappy part are some of these guys are strictly mod drivers, but some of them, like myself, Dan McLaren, Randy Shreves, about half the field, maybe if not a little more, like race everything Mondays. And as Isaac Salas gets into me. But no, it's a great field of modified. Sorry about that.
Oh, dang iRacing having you guys in different practice rooms. I didn't even realize you guys were on the track. It only, had you guys all grayed out. I haven't given your practice room any love here. I was kind of wondering what you guys were doing. Not a lot of guys on the track. There we go.
I've been just trying to test this setup and see where I can get better. And I came off the corner and I came down a little bit. Didn't realize the 5 machine was down there. So all in good love. Isaac's like a brother.
We're riding on board with you right now. It looks like still a lot of cushion left in 1 and 2. Would you agree? Yeah,
100%. There's about a foot or two until you're really on the wall. It does get a little bit thin in the center of the corner, but yeah, I think qualifying laps is going to be down low. If you can get right under that slick spot here, if you're still on me, if you can get right under the slick spot or even enter in a little bit, kind of shut down the car a little bit and then get back in it, there is a lot of grip still left on this track. This is a perfect 2-lane track.
Yeah, and talking about that, kind of talking about thinking the bottom's going to be where you want to be for qualifying, but you may see guys on that lap number 1, try that middle to top. And the only reason I say lap number 1 is you run the bottom on lap 1, you have no momentum coming to the start-finish line there to start lap number 2. So if you run the bottom on lap 1, you got to hit your marks, or if you mess up in turn 1 and 2, just run the high side in 3 and 4 and scrap it and go for it. Because this track, man, it's all about momentum.
No, 100%. And another line, even if that on that second lap, that diamond, enter in a little bit above the slick and just drive down the track. That'll give you plenty of momentum into turn 3 or 4, vice versa, into 1 and 2 across the start-finish line.
So Connor would be able to give us a little driver insider here. Have they done a driver's meeting yet?
Jeff is just talking right now, actually. I don't know if it started or he's just giving some housekeeping tips right now. He's just going over penalties.
Sounds good. Looking at the YouTube quality. YouTube's yelling at me a little bit. That's why I got quiet. I'm trying to fine-tune some things here, but may have to shut it down in between races and just go back live if it acts up. But hopefully it's not going to get to that here. But Connor
we're advancing over
in the middle of they were in the middle of the drivers meeting. Now it's over, and we're going to go into qualifying here. So let's see who takes the track here first. So let's see here. Looks like Logan Wentz possibly going to take the track here. Go on board with Logan. You guys know the drill. Bottom of the screen. Purple's going to be fastest out of anybody. Green's going to be fastest for their personal best. The yellow, you don't want yellow. That's going to be slower than what you've already done. But right now on the outlap, you see Dylan Kinsey. He's purple. But we're watching Logan Wentz here in the 118, and he's doing like I told Connor. Going to run that high side that first lap. Going to see what that has to get. And then I guarantee you here, lap number 2, he's going to go to the bottom. But we'll watch lap number 1 here. Maybe watch him dive off. There he goes. Going to dive off down to the bottom. So lap 1, probably not the speed he was looking for. Scott Rayome here on the bottom. Isaac Salas went purple in the first sector. Let's see where he ends up. Quick time for the 5-car Isaac Salas. Looked like he maybe tapped the wall there on lap number 2, and if he tapped the wall, that lap's not going to count. Gavin Chatham, P2 in the 99. Scott Rayome, P3 in the 444. Randy Shreves just jumped up to P11. Let's see who else we have out here. Jeff Barker right now. See where Jeff slots in here as he comes around, coming out of turn 2 into turn 3 here. Just gets a little tight on the exit. Let's see, gonna come home P14 with that lap. Let's see, Dan McLaren here. I believe he's already done. Jake Henry here. This lap's gonna count. Let's see what kind of time this is. Going to be P18. That's going to do it for qualifying here. We're going to go off into Gambler Motorsports Heat Race number 1 here. Starting on the pole is going to be the 9 of Brian Lawson, and it is outside the 118 of Logan Wentz. Inside of row number 2 is going to be the 107 of Samuel Bachman, and it is outside the pole sitter, Isaac Salas, in the 5. Inside of row number 3, we've got the 883 of Bud Molyneux, and is outside the 75, the mayor, Steven Bixler. And rounding out the field tonight, we've got the number 7 starting in 7th, Bob the Good. Well, Connor, what did you feel the track was like there in qualifying? Did you like the bottom, middle, top? What are we looking for here?
I ran a diamond on lap 1. I didn't have enough gear on my second lap when I went down to the bottom. Just needed a bit more gear, but I think it's going to be a great 2-lane track. If you can get the bottom to work, it'll definitely work. But that middle to top, you just have so much momentum. I think they're going to be around the middle to top. But other than that, it's going to be a great race. Your top four, or the entire heat race, sorry, are all winning caliber drivers. They can all win this. But before you ask me who my pick is, I'm going with Sam Bachman.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth there, kid. It's top four. You wouldn't be shocked to see either one of them or any one of them on the top step of the podium at the end of this thing. But man, Isaac Salas showed a lot of speed in qualifying, but he's normally nice to his teammates. And teammate Brian Lawson on the front row, I don't know. I'm thinking this 5 car may get the job done, but this is going to be no easy deal here as the pace car is off. We're going to go through turn 3 and 4 for the final time here, and green flag is in the air here. Let's watch it fly as we're ready to play in the clay in Charlotte, North Carolina. Let's go. Green flag racing. We're off. Brian Lawson with a... Oh, who was that? Sam Bachman clipped the inside tire. Wow. Able to save it, not even lose a spot there.
Left front's broken. Front end's broken on that.
Yeah, we watched him lose it. He probably didn't realize it was broken, just went off in there, and tough break for him as he's going to have to claw through the B main now, Connor.
Yeah, the top 3 have pulled away a little bit. That definitely is frustrating for Sam because it looks like he had a fast car. As you see Isaac Salas passing Logan Wentz on the top side. Isaac edges him out for P2, and Isaac's right up against that wall.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised to see the top doing what it's doing right now, Connor. I thought it looked, maybe we had a little bit more of the bottom left here, but the 5 car able to take advantage of Logan Wentz trying to pass his teammate. And now, does Isaac have enough time to get his teammate?
I think he does. Isaac looks like he set him up. He's not going upstairs in turn 3 and 4. Clearly, that's where you want to be in turn 1 and 2 as they enter in right on the cushion and just stick it till the exit.
Yeah, and 2 to go here. You see Steven Bixler right now. He's in P4, but it's starting to heat up. Bud Mullen, who's slowly running him down, is coming out of turn 4. We're going to get the white flag final time by.
Isaac Salas looking to throw it in.
He's going to be nice to his teammate, though. He's not going to slam the door. He's going to hold it down. He's got one more chance here going through turns 3 and 4. He's going to sling it in. Not going to get the run off turn 4. And Brian Lawson's going to be heat race number 1 winner, followed by Isaac Salas, Logan Wentz, Steven Bixler, Bud Molyneux, Bob DeGood, and Samuel Bachman. Steven Bixler did secure that final transfer spot, so good for the mayor, as the mayor is in the show.
I messed that up. I thought I was going to call my first slider call ever, but I was just playing around with camera angles right as he was throwing it, so I missed that. I'm glad you stepped in for me, but no. That was a great heat race.
Yeah, and, it's almost like I know something, Connor. He went up there, and his teammate was there. He decided to not shut the door, so I talked about him being nice to his teammate if he got there, and he knows he's got plenty of time to get it done here in the feature, but right now, let's go ahead and read off heat race number 2. And the man in the booth, he's going to be starting on the outside of the front row, but inside of him on the pole is going to be the 513 of Jeffrey Barker. Dean Reynolds in the 79 is going to roll off P3, and Gavin Chatham in the 99 to his outside. Jake Henry in the 171 is going to roll off P5 into his outside. The high side banger, Patrick Spangler. And Clayton Clewell not going to make the call here, Connor. Good luck, man.
Thank you.
Green flag, green flag.
So we're going to try to mute Connor here. There we go, able to finally mute Connor. Sorry, didn't want him to get in any trouble, but Connor, he gets a slide job thrown on him by the 79. Looks the counter on the bottom. Is there enough room? Almost gets into the inside tire. How many spots is the 35 gonna lose? Inside now, 3 wide. He's gotta try to get up front of that 171 and the 39. Gotta try to secure that final transfer spot, but man, he's got his hands full. Right now, Dean Reynolds, though, big run on the outside. Is he having dreams of first place here? That 79 looks quick. He's going to get a run on the outside of Jeff Barker. And we got a new leader at the line here, halfway through, 3 to go. Gavin Chatham in the 99 looking to come on, but Connor Ross, big slider in 1 and 2. Jake Henry looking for the crossover. No room, but he tries to throw it anyway. Gonna bounce off Connor. Gonna put him. Oh, maybe gets run up in the wall here as Connor's gonna go around. He's gonna have to come through the B main, but battle on for P2 here. Gavin Chatham, Jeff Barker, side by side. That's exactly what Dean Reynolds wants to see, is white flags fly and final time by. Gavin Chatham, though, gonna look to the bottom in 1 and 2. Does he have time to make a move? He's running out of time. If he's got anything, he's got to throw it now. It's coming out of turn 4. Checkered flag in the air. That's 79 at Dean Reynolds, followed by Gavin Chatham, Jeff Barker, Jake Henry, Patrick Spangler, and bringing it home there in the wall, Connor Ross. And you know, before we unmute Connor, I've been in his shoes before. We're gonna just give him a little bit of time to calm down and, remind him that, hey, I'm doing this as a job, so behave yourself. But we're gonna read off the grid here. Is for the starting heat number 3, we got Brett Walsh on the pole in the 520. Starting to his outside, Randy Shreves in the 56. Inside of row number 2, we have Trevor Giroux and his outside, Scott Rayome in the 444. Pat Boyce is going to roll off P5 into P6 into his inside, the Spider Monkey, Brandon Bittler. Let's see here. Let's get in here. We can get Connor unmuted here. Tough break, Connor, but you got plenty of time here in the B main.
Oh, no, 100%. I don't think that was necessarily Jake's fault. I think I came down a little bit, but there was contact and stuff like that happens when you're racing close quarters. I just couldn't get a grip on that car, but we're coming to green for heat 3 here.
Green flag, green flag.
Yeah, green flag out. Ooh, Scott Rayome in the outside wall a little bit, but not enough to affect him. He's looking high, wide, and handsome. Got dreams of maybe throwing it in here, almost 4 wide. No. Look at the slide job from Brett Walsh. We're 3 wide coming out of 4.
Watch Trevor is it Giroux? I think it is. Down on the bottom. He is really making that bottom work as everyone's fighting for that top. I won't be surprised if he can get past. He's looking for second here. He's got to slide up a little bit, catch that grip off exit.
Yeah, problem is every time he looks to the bottom, he's on the bottom 3 wide, and there's just no room for him to float up out of the corners. All of a sudden, Pat Boyce, where'd he come from? He wants that 4th and final transfer spot, but look at the move for P2. Scott Rayome slider, crossover Randy Shreves. Side by side at the line, too close to call halfway.
Rayome gets a good drive off of 2 on the top there. I think Randy Shreves just got crossed up a little bit through the entry and got a little bit slick. And now he's almost fallen in the clutches of Pat Boyce and Trevor Giroux, who are still battling for that transfer spot.
Yeah, now all of a sudden that number 4 Full Throttle Motorsports machine has dreams of starting P3 here in the feature. We got a slide job coming here. Oh, we're going to get a crossover. Is Brett going to have enough to get it done side by side at the line? White flag in the air.
He's going to look for a crossover of a slider of his own, and Rayome crosses him back over.
And Rayome looks to have the preferred spot here if he can keep it in the middle, but he's going to slide up. It's going to be side by side at the line. Who's going to get it? Scott Rayome at the line. Brett Walsh taking home P2. Randy Shreves P3. Trevor Giroux 4th. Pat Boyce 5th. And the Spider Monkey Brandon Dittmer is going to bring home 6th. Ooh, a little contact there after the race. Uh-oh.
Scott came over and said he apologized instantly. I don't think that was intentional at all, but that was an awesome heat race.
Yeah, no kidding. We missed it there. Well, I could see it a little bit. They're battling hard as heck for 3rd, too, so battling all over the track here. But let's give you the starting grid here for heat race number 4. Rolling off on the pole, we have the 213 of Michael Vitale. It is outside. Old Soupy Dan McLaren. Dylan Kinsey's going to roll off P3. It is outside in the 00 machine. Harold Klump. John Rayner's going to roll off P5 in the 302 and is outside in the 831. We've got Tyler Flynn. Oh, man, another good heat race here. Full of excitement here tonight as the lights are coming on here. It's starting to get dark out, Connor.
Yeah, no kidding. As we're about to go green here, is this turn 2 or down the back? I'm not even sure where we are.
Oh, yeah, we're
Well-
coming out of turn 4. We're
Green
getting
flag,
ready to
green
roll.
flag.
Flag is out. Here we go. Michael Vitale with a good... Oh, going to get in the inside tire. Hopefully
I think that left front might be
isn't
broken.
broke. Let's see.
It seems to be fine.
Oh, Dylan Kinsey with the power move. The 2-for-1 Kmart special. Can he hold on? Michael Vitale going to go back down to the bottom. Is he going to throw a slider here?
Vitale's car seems to be hooking up on the bottom, but as I say that, both of the drivers on the outside, McLaren and Kisney, both get a great run off, but we have a battle for third here.
Yeah, we do. Dan McLaren had Harold Klump all over him, but then he came like a bat out of hell there, Connor. He's looking for P2. He's trying to get to the outside of the 213.
As Kisney's kind of starting to run away with it, but we've got a blanket under second through fourth, sorry.
Yeah, Harold Klump, man. That man has found some speed in that 00. He's all over the rear end of second and third, and he may have to make a hole here. He's running out of time. 2 to go.
As we got 2 laps to go in the fourth and final heat. Harold Klump's looking in fourth, but don't look now. Tyler Flynn was ripping the top in 1 and 2, and he's closing in by a mile.
Yeah, and he knows he needs that 4th place to get in that final transfer spot, but white flag in the air. Dylan Kinsey, man up front, he is gone. He's got this thing locked up. We're going to focus on the battle for second. Is Michael Vitale going to look low on the 88, going to throw a slider. The 88 of Soupy going to try to cross over, not going to have enough. Dylan Kinsey's your winner, followed by Michael Vitale, Dan McLaren, Harold Klump, Tyler Flynn, and John Rayner. As normally right now, you know, we'd be kicking it off into warm-ups, but big field tonight. We're going to have a B main here. This is
Looks like 2 cars are going home.
yeah, we'll have to see if Clayton makes the grid here. He's still not gridded and missed the call for heat race number 1. Hopefully Clewell can get in his car here in time, but I'm going to read you off the starting grid here for heat race or for the B main here, and remember, top 8 going to make the show here, so we're going to send 1 home. Clayton didn't make the grid. Bud Molyneux is going to roll off on the pole. Is outside the high side banger, Patrick Spangler. Pat Boyce is going to roll off P3 inside of row number 2, and Tyler Flynn is outside. Let's see here. They're starting to move on me here. Bob DeGood is going to roll off on the inside of row number 3 and is outside. Connor Ross, and rounding out the field, it's going to be John Rayner, Brandon Dittmer, and Samuel Bachman here. And only 9 making the call here as the green's about to fly.
Green, green, green.
Look at that, almost 3 wide right away here. Boys, only one of you are going home. Settle down. You don't want to get wrecked and finish last, but Patrick Spangler, he could care less. Big time slider, but Bud Molyneux going to be able to cross him back over easily, and he's going to throw a slider of his own here. The 39 trying to go back underneath, but go back and take a look here, this final transfer spot. Right now it's Bob DeGood in that 07, the black and white machine. Right behind him, Samuel Bachman. That's the race. That's what we want to keep our eye on. Samuel Bachman looking to the high side, trying to take that final transfer spot away. Oh, Sam Bachman got in the outside wall a little bit. Not sure if there was contact. Coming back hard on the 7, going to look underneath. Bob DeGood, maybe just the car's not handling right, but we're going back and forth up front. Back and forth. Bud Molyneux says, Patrick, anything you can do, I can do better. Is here he goes. Thank you, Connor, for behaving yourself, because I still haven't muted you because the action is so good, so please don't say anything and get me in trouble here. Right now, the 35, he's in P4. He's coming for more, going into turn 3. Enter in turn 4 here. We're coming out. 2 to go. They're 3 wide for the lead. And there they go. Contact. Connor able to keep it off the tire, but is that thing broken?
We don't have it right front.
Oh, no. Tough break for Connor Ross, but Bud Molyneux had to tow before him, as it looks like he's still going to get that 8th and final transfer spot, but that's good news for Bob DeGood. But final time coming out of turn 4, battle for the lead. Patrick Spangler's going to hold on, followed by Pat Boyce, Tyler Flynn, Brandon Dittmer, Samuel Bachman, John Rayner, Bob DeGood. And Connor Ross is going to luck into that final transfer spot here to the feature, but don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Don't go anywhere.
Raceway, they're lean, they're mean, they're 700 horses of man and machine. They're 4 wide before they start to slip and slide. Here come the Cool Ray Coast to Coast Racing League Sprint Cars and the Mike Westbrook Memorial for the Knoxville National. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Green, Spangler, green flag, showtime, Knoxville Nationals are green.
The Coast to Coast Racing League, in partnership with Dylan Westbrook Racing and Malcolm's Mills Mill Ready, are proud to present the 5th annual Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville Nationals for the Steve King Foundation. July 22nd to July 25th, 4 days of Knoxville action using the actual Knoxville Nationals point system. Over $500 in payouts as well as loads of door prizes. $15 for Coast to Coast members. $20 for non-Coast to Coast members with a max I rating of 3,000. All registration fees go directly to the Steve King Foundation. Feel free to donate more. Open setup 360s with all races at the Knoxville Raceway. The event will be open to the first 100 drivers. All races will be broadcasted on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. For more info, log on to www.c2crl.com. It's showtime!
Watching the Coast to Coast Racing League Open 358 Dirt Modifieds on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, presented by Regency Home Inspections. Now let's go racing.
And there was the champion himself. Let's go racing. And he is going to be starting on P1 tonight. Let's see if we can bring up the grid here. Why did it want to start at the back here? Is not what we wanted here. All right, starting on the pole tonight is going to be the 9 of Brian Lawson, and it is outside. Dino, the 79, Dean Reynolds. Scott Rayom is going to roll off in the inside of P2 or on the inside of row number 2, and is outside. Dylan Kinsey. Isaac Salas, your current points leader and last week's winner, is going to roll off P5 in the number 5. Gavin Chatham in the 99 to his outside. Newcomer Brett Walsh is going to roll off on the inside of P4 and is outside. Michael Vitale in the 213. Logan Wentz is going to roll off P9 and is outside. Jeffrey Barker, the Brewerton Beast. Randy Shreves in the 56 is going to roll off in the double one spot and is outside. Soupy Dan McLaren. The mayor, Steven Bixler, rolling off in the Baker's dozen spot and is outside in the 171. Jake Henry. Trevor Giroux is going to roll off 15th and is outside in the double O is going to be Harold Klump. The high side banger, Patrick Spangler, is going to start on the inside tonight in the 39, rolling off P17 and is outside. Pat Boyce. Tyler Flynn is going to roll off P19 and is outside. We've got the 83 of Brandon Dittmer. Samuel Bachman is going to roll off P21 and is outside. John Rayner. And rounding out the field tonight in row number 12, we've got Bob DeGood and Bud Molyneux actually made that final spot, not Connor. So Connor went to take care of some business. He's going to be back some point here during the feature, I'd imagine, unless he gets lost. But you know, I'm gonna make my pick. He can make it when it gets back. He's gonna have an advantage here. But tell you what, that 5 car, he's hungry. The 5 car is gonna win tonight. He's gonna go 2 for 2. But Dean Reynolds in the 79, he's gonna have something to say about it, and so is that 9 of Brian Lawson. He's gonna be no easy task to get by, but we're here for the Regency Home Inspections feature, 358 open feature, and the green flag is out. We're going to play in the clay here in Charlotte. We're all over the track here for the start of the feature here. 30 laps, and we're almost 3 wide for P5. Right now, Gavin Chatham looking in the middle, 4 wide. Contact below him. Car going around in the infield. Bud Molyneux, I believe, or Trevor Giroux. Oh, it's mayhem out here. Mayhem out here. Michael Vitale ended up going around. Oh, my gosh. Well, we've got a lot to dissect here. A lot to dissect. Let's start with the first one here, Trevor Giroux. Trevor Giroux in that 75. He's on the bottom in that gray and orange machine. So there's already contact in front of him. He gets bounced down, going off of Randy Shreves, and man, it just keeps going from there. Let's go up, and we're going to start back here, but let's find Michael Vitale here. So this is where it stems. Walsh in the 52, I believe, just gets in there a little hard, and that's where it just, nobody ever gathers it. He probably didn't realize the right front was gone, slams in the wall, and mayhem. Just mayhem. Tough break, but thank you to Malcolm Millwrighting for that replay here. Real quick on the replays here. But man, we're going to go up front. That 9 car, he didn't mind that caution. Real quick breather. He gets to go right back, but Isaac Salas, he's able to gain a spot. He's up 1. Dean Reynolds lost a spot, but now with restart being on the leader, maybe where you want to be, being on the bottom. You know, you get that jump, and that's definitely going to help you out. When I say that jump, you know, you get to see when the car in front of you goes, hence the leader getting to start the race. You get the immediate jump. It's a lot harder to look out that side window. But here we are, only, I believe, we'll maybe be on lap number 4 here. I don't know. We'll get an update, but let's see. Here's the green is in the air, and Brian Lawson with a great start here. Dean Reynolds gonna follow Lawson right up to P2. All of a sudden, he's battling on the bottom for the lead. Dean Reynolds, he's throwing it in there. Brian Lawson's going to look to cross him back over side by side at the line. Dean Reynolds going to run that middle line, going to look here for the crossover, but Scott Rayome with a big run on the outside. He's trying to make this a 3-car battle. Dean Reynolds, we're almost 4 wide for P2. Isaac gets into the back of Scott Rayome, and 4 or 5 wide there, but look at Soupy. Dan McLaren comes out clean as a whistle. Up 8 spots, up to 4th already. Hello, Soupy. Dean Reynolds, though. Caution is out. We've got another caution, and I think Connor Ross is back.
Yeah, I was just coming to say Soupy's had an unreal run so far to this race. I didn't want to interrupt you. I've been here since the start.
Now we've got, let's see what happened here. We're looking at Jeff Barker. Oh, Steven Bixler goes around in front of him, actually. Okay, so let's go. Let's take a look here. Let's find Steven Bixler. So let's see here. We're going to go on board with him once I find that. Found it. Oh, yeah, he just floats up into the wall and turned back around by Bob. He says, thanks, Bob, but man, that really hurt Barker there. He's the one who's going to pay for that.
Who is your pick to win this?
I picked Isaac. I almost forgot who I picked. I think I picked Isaac, and if I didn't, I'm sorry, but that is who I'm taking, and he's lost spots, so that isn't cheating.
Fair enough. I won't pick Soupy since he's up plus many. I'll just pick the guy that's running first right now, so Dean.
Yeah, he was... Well, I mean, I cheat. I cover all angles, but he was definitely... keep your eye on that 79. He knows how to get around here, man. He loves when we do the... What is that? Super Dirt Car Modified Week with Mission 22.
Yep.
Dean absolutely loves that. He eats this place up, so... Anytime you come to Charlotte, that man, he knows the recipe to win, that's for sure.
He finished podium in both of those races, if I'm not mistaken. Because the top three swept, and then the hard charger also swept both. But we're going back to green here, Zach.
Yeah, and we saw in the last restart how important it was to be behind the leader. We watched Dean go from third to first in one lap, and we're going to have to see if Dylan Kinsey gets a good jump on the bottom, and he does. He's going to follow Dean Reynolds already up to P2, Connor.
Dean Reynolds slides up to the top/middle. He gets a good drive off, but Kisney's not going away on that bottom side. No, and neither is Ray Ohms. Ray Ohms looking to the left rear quarter panel and Kisney for second.
Yeah, he's trying to fit it in there. Scott Ray Ohms got a little bit of help from Isaac earlier. Almost went around, but was able to save it. Isaac, the one who really paid the price for that, as he fell back. But Dean Reynolds, he loves looking up in this mirror and watching him battle that hard for P2.
They are 3 wide for about 6th or 7th. I can't even tell because everyone's all over the place.
Soupy was in the wall, able to keep it going. How did he save that? But man, Isaac, he's going to sneak back by.
Wentz and Soupy are just looking in the distance. They are hawking him. As Wentz looks down to the bottom of Gavin Chatham, they look about 3 wide going into 1.
Yeah, I thought Soupy was going to throw it there in the middle, but let's take a look. Let's go back out front. Dean Reynolds, comfortable lead right now as they're single file behind him, pretty much back to almost 6th place. So if they've got anything for him, they got to build a run together. But Brian Lawson in the wall.
Yep, Isaac Salas, he also got on the wall, but he throws it down into 3 and 4 and slides up the track.
Yeah, Isaac has got to throw a big haymaker. Knows maybe he's got a faster car than his teammate in the 9. But now he's in the wall going into turns 1 and 2.
That was a textbook slider from Brian Lawson, but Isaac read that like a book and counters back as he throws a slider of his own.
Yeah, Isaac really did. Pulled one, made him look like the professor out there. Oh, and now the student gets in the wall here as he's able to keep it going, but Brian Lawson, last year's points winner, in trouble, and look at that. Who was that in trouble down there? Brett Walsh now behind him, Harold Klump. We're 5 wide in turns 3 and 4. Wow.
We've got the battle heating up for the lead as Kisney was on the back bumper of Reynolds entering 1 and 2. Reynolds has stretched a tiny bit of a gap, but don't look now, Kisney is on the move.
Yeah, and look at that battle for P3 heating up. Isaac Salas, here he comes in the 5 machine. Oh, caution is out. Did Isaac have P3 at the line? I think he did.
iRacing is scoring him. Well, the transponder loop has scored Isaac that he's in 3rd. Good thing for transponders.
Yeah, that's going to be big for Isaac here. P3, I can't remember if we've got another double file restart left or not, but let's see. Tyler Flynn here. No, okay. So trouble in front of him. All right, so we're going to have to go back and find this. Harold Klump was spun around. It looked like he got some help here. Let's see. Now, He's got somebody behind him entering real hard here. Oh, no, okay. Jake Henry gets a little sideways in front of him. He gets into him, and then he's just going to go around. Maybe gets a little tag in the back, but let's see. It all just blows up from here. Oh! Man, we're... Caution right at the halfway point, Connor. We got a lot of exciting racing left here.
I was just going to say the racing tonight so far has been amazing. From Kisney on Reynolds to Salas throwing haymakers, and everyone's just running pretty clean. Obviously, there's going to be contact, but other than that, this has been one of the best races so far in the last few years at the Monday Night Open 358s.
You know, I just realized that Dylan Kinsey, I just put two and two together. No wonder he's always kicked my butt, Connor. I literally live on Kinsey Drive in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. So he literally owns my drive. You know, I can't go out of the house without thinking about Dylan Kinsey. That man's always up front. But here we go. Dean Reynolds, he's looking for a good jump here. This is important. He's got to build a little bit of gap here on the start.
And that's exactly what he does. He gives himself breathing room because he needs to go. Isaac Salas' car is coming in hot right now, and he's all over the back bumper because he don't look now, but he might see a slider in the next lap or two.
Yeah, you know, Isaac knows he's got to go now. He can't let that 79, or he can't let Dylan Kinsey get so close to the 79 that he can't throw a slider. Right now he's got that open door, and he's going to have a big run coming out of here out of two. He's going to think about it here, Connor.
As he pulls it off, textbook slider from Salas slides up, but Kisney, he counters back. And Scott Rayome's closing in on this battle for second. Kisney throws in a huge slider, but Isaac Salas keeps it up top, gets a good run around the outside of him.
Yeah, goodbye 5 now. Dylan didn't shut the door there, had plenty of room to shut the door, but maybe knew, hey, man, I got a fast car behind me. I don't want to risk wreck. Getting turned. It's a good point tonight, but right now...
I think Rayome's in the roll. So is Kisney.
Oh, no, Scott Rayome in the wall. Dylan Kinsey in the wall. Here comes Logan Wentz. He's looking to take over P4. Gavin Chatham was able to get that final podium spot, but, man, Dean Reynolds, is he looking in the mirror, Connor? Because that 5 car is coming.
Dean Reynolds needs to keep doing what he's been doing. He's been fast all night, and it definitely puts some pressure on you when a driver like that is behind you in Isaac Salas. But Isaac Salas is going to look up towards the fence here as he's been running that cushion, and he almost came alongside of Dean there, but Dean had a great exit.
Yeah, that 5 car is really pressing the envelope. You can see him kissing that wall in 1 and 2, and man, you know as well as I do, Connor, you do that too bad, you're going to break that right front, but he is really quick in the middle of 1 and 2, but that's 79, good exit speed.
Dean's lacking on entry speed, but he makes up for it a ton with the exit speed. And Isaac Salas, look. Isaac Salas with a slider for the lead. Does Dean counter? He does, but it's just too late. Isaac Salas takes the lead with a slider, but Dean Reynolds going to look to capitalize with his own slider, but you've got a new leader in Isaac Salas coming to the line.
Yeah, I don't know about yet. A new leader at the line, but Dino, he's going to throw that dish right back at him, and it's best served cold. Isaac, though, didn't have to get on the binders, but Dino going to pinch him down, and we're side by side coming out of 4-6 to go.
Dean Reynolds runs in middle like he's been doing the entire race. He'll get a good run off, but Isaac Salas with a really good entry, and Dean Reynolds just gets a good enough drive. Does he go down the block? He does.
And he did. He shut the door, and I'll tell you what, that 5 car respects that 79 more than probably anybody else on the track, and they're going to go toe-to-toe, but it's going to be clean here as we're 5 to go going through 1 and 2. Does the 5 car Isaac Salas have anything for the 79 of Dean Reynolds?
Don't look now if they keep trading sliders like they were. Gavin Chatham is caught up. He's made up a ton of real estate now, and he's looking to join that battle in for the lead.
Yeah, and you know, this is the 358 Open, Connor. He's doing it on the bottom. You got to wonder if maybe he set himself up for this, geared himself to run the bottom here. Is Dean maybe caught in no man's land? Isaac gonna slide up with him, feed him the door. We're side by side, 3 to go. Big slider from the 5. Can the 79 cross back over? Yes, he can, and I think Dean's in the preferred line here. But you said it earlier, here's the 99, Connor. Gavin is licking his lips here. 2 to go, coming out of 4.
Isaac Salas goes low. Does he pull the trigger on the slider? Does he keep it low? Dean Reynolds runs to middle. Dean gets a good enough exit, but Isaac Salas gets a better exit. There's a bit of contact down the backstretch going into 3, and Isaac pulls up for the slider.
Now Dino, does he have anything? White flag in the air. If he's got anything, he's got to throw it at him now. The 5 car going to run that lip here. We're 3 wide for first place. Going down the backstretch. Final time through 3 and 4. Who's going to take it? We've got the 5 of Isaac Salas, followed by the 79 of Dean Reynolds, and Gavin Chatham going to take home the final podium spot. Wow, what a treat.
That was one of the best races I've ever seen in Coast to Coast. Dean Reynolds threw everything at him, and so did Isaac, and poor Gavin Chatham. If there were a few more laps, I think we're going to have a surprise winner in that.
Oh my gosh, what can I say? That was a beautiful race, Connor. We're going to bring up your finishing order here. You saw the top 3, but P4, Logan Wentz, Dylan Kinsey, P5, Samuel Bachman, P6, Scott Rayom, 7th, Brett Walsh, 8th, Michael Vitale, 9th, and rounding out the top 10 is going to be Brian Lawson. Give you a quick rundown here. The rest of the field: Soupy in 11th, Randy Shreves 12th, Jake Henry 13th, Pat Boyce 14th, Jeff Barker 15th, and the rest of the field goes as follows: Steven Bixler, Harold Klump, Bud Molyneux, Brandon Dittmer, Bob DeGood. Let me find the clicker here. It doesn't want to change anymore, but I'm going to tell you who finished outside of the top 20. We've got John Rayner 21st, Tyler Flynn 22nd, Giroux and Patrick Spangler rounding out the field. But man, what a race, Connor! You said it. That's one of the best races I've ever seen here.
It definitely is. When guys can run like that and keep it most of the time clean, there is a bit of contact, but for as much contact as they had, they all kept it straight. And that was, I shouldn't be biased because Isaac Salas is an amazing racer, but I kind of wish Dean Reynolds pulled that off. But I also wouldn't have been surprised with an upset from Gavin Chatham. He was very fast tonight.
I'll tell you what, Isaac, you'd be the first to admit he was probably rooting for the 79 too, but man, he made him work for it. And right now we're going to bring up our P3 finisher, Gavin Chatham. Man, you probably hoping you had 2 more laps.
Yeah, 2 more laps would have been awesome. That bottom in 1 and 2 came in really, really well, and it was working well for me. I was able to roll it and shoot off the bottom, and I was getting good runs. I just couldn't figure out 3 and 4, and I don't think 3 and 4 on the bottom, I don't think was quite there. And then I nailed it on the last lap where I hung with him, and if I would have known that the 2 previous laps, I might have been able to make something happen or make it maybe 3 wide or something. But that would have been tough because those Isaac and Dean were having a heck of a battle up there, throwing sliders with each other. So to throw my nose in the mix would have maybe could have been disastrous. But definitely a solid run. We'll take a P3 for sure.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, though, man, he may not admit to it, but if he runs a mirror, you may help that 5-car win because you talked about it. You were hooking up on the bottom of 1 and 2, and, you know, that was his race-winning move. He ended up staying on the bottom of 1 and 2. Once he saw you getting in the picture, finding speed down there, he tried it himself, and, man, that helped him seal the deal. So you really you were the explorer out there tonight, and, man, you found a way to get to the podium. That was a hell of a job tonight, Gavin.
Thank you. It was. I mean, I'm not running for points. Unfortunately, I can't make every single week, so I'm just out here for wins. So it definitely lets you. You don't have to be as conservative. I just try to go for it and see what'll stick. And yeah, it sucks. And I have to thank the FTM guys a lot. They helped me out with this stuff. And shout out to them. They're awesome. All the guys over there, and definitely helped me get better in these modifieds. Of being a sprint car guy, it's definitely not as easy for me to get into these things, but they helped me with some speed and stuff like that, and definitely showed it tonight.
Well, man, Gavin, you're one of the top guys we have, and you're going to run some sprints with us tonight. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well. Charlotte's probably one of my best tracks, if not the best one for me. So I'm looking forward to getting over to some 360 action here in a couple minutes.
Well, Good luck tonight, Gavin, and hopefully I'm interviewing you again, my man.
That sounds good. We'll see you over there.
I forgot to ask. You got anybody you want to thank? You got any sponsors
Oh,
out there?
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to thank you guys for putting on an awesome broadcast. I want to thank Coast to Coast Racing, all the admins, sponsors, everybody that helps put the show on. I just want to thank Mike Schick's Motorsports Design, Velocity Race Design, Chatham Motorsports, Northeast Outlaw Motorsports, Miller Time Motorsports. Thanks to all the sponsors and all the support. I just want to thank the fans for coming out and watch these races. That was a heck of a battle, and I hope it continues through the night for some good races for the fans out there. And I just want to thank my fans as well for coming out and supporting.
Well, hell of a job tonight, Gavin. And like I say, man, good luck the rest of the night. Hopefully I talk to you again.
All right. Sounds good.
That's Gavin Chatham, your P3 finisher. And we're going to let Connor get a word with, man, Dean. Nobody wanted that for you more than Connor and I. We were rooting for you, brother, but take over, Connor.
Dean, I can't even ask you what you could have done better because I don't think there was anything. You drove the wheels off that thing, and you did everything you could. You didn't drive Isaac down, but you pinched off that slider like anybody else would do, and he just countered back. And that one lap, I don't know if you expected a slider from him, but he stuck it down on the bottom and just got some grip. Do you think there was anything else you could have done better in the last few laps to capitalize it, or do you think Isaac was just a bit faster at the end?
No, during the race, I don't think there's anything I could do different. Now, am I going to watch the replay? Yeah, I mean, that was a heavyweight battle. I mean, we were just throwing punches, haymakers at each other, and I tried a couple different lanes. I thought some lanes were working, but Isaac, when he did his sliders, he would slide up and then park a little bit and get me out of my rhythm, and that worked perfect. But then I would go into 3 and pinch him so I could take his slider away. So we were both throwing stuff at each other. But you know what? I'm happy with that second. I'll take that. The second to Isaac. I mean, there's a reason why Isaac's the best here in modifieds, and we're getting closer, Connor. We're getting closer. That's all. I ran the Swan Speed Shop base set, threw a 567 in it, and we went racing. And Charlotte's changed a little bit. Some of the lanes have changed since the last build, and I like it. There's a lot more lanes, but they change quick. There's some lanes that might be quick for about 4 or 5 laps, and then they're not quick again. And that's the thing that's throwing me off. And if you can find that lane quicker than somebody else, you can gain 3-4 laps. But what a race. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did in my wheel.
Easily
we loved it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, only 2 weeks in, but that's one of the best races I've ever sat in on.
No, 100%. Dean, congrats on the second place win. As much as I love Isaac, I was rooting for you. But anybody you got to thank on tonight's second place?
I appreciate it, guys. I got to thank the guys from Full Throttle Motorsports. We were helping each other out in the Discord. As you can tell, we did a couple countdowns there to get Dylan and Scotty some good restarts and stuff, but that's part of the deal. I'm sure Venom's doing the same. But you know what? It's kind of a friendly rivalry with Venom and Full Throttle Motorsports here in this league. We love each other. We go in each other's Discords. We pick on each other. And, it's a lot of fun. But, I got to thank the Full Throttle Motorsports guys for the help. Got to thank Swan Speed Shop. As I mentioned, that was the base setup. Just changed the gear on it. And actually, I added a gallon because usually 5 gallons is enough for 30, but I had to add a gallon, so I went to 6 on that. And that's all I did. And, got to thank the guys from Venom. I go in their Discord a lot, and they always welcome me there. I got to thank Regency Home Improvement, is it? Brian Lawson's company there for sponsoring the league, which is really cool because if it wasn't for Brian's help, we wouldn't have you guys televising it. So we all got together and we said, hey, we got to get this Open 358s televised along with the Rebels and Renegades because I think this Open 358 league is slowly becoming one of the best in coast to coast. I'm glad Roger pulled the trigger. I told him there's no egos when you do open set 358s. Big blocks, that's a little different, but I think you can see a little bit of the fun we can have here. Thanks, Coast to Coast, for giving us a place to play. And are you the booth now? What we got? So we normally have the booth boys. Shaggy, you're part of the boys, but now we got Connor. So what do you call this? The International Booth Connection?
I got some American heritage. I can.
Yeah. So okay, that's all right. So, but a lot of fun, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope the fans enjoyed it. Hi to Megan at home and hi to my dad watching. And I'm gonna sit down, watch Rebels, and then I'm gonna go Renegade racing.
Well,
we're looking forward to it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. And I had to chime in. I don't know if you were listening to the broadcast, but You just made Connor and I look like geniuses. We were talking about your guys' relationship with Venom before the race. How, you guys, you guys love each other, but in the track, you got to hate each other. It's that love-hate rivalry. And dude, you just treated us to the race of the year, man.
Absolutely. And my fault. Congratulations, Isaac. He earned that. Congratulations to him. He beat me all out fair and square. The way it is, we're going to try to get him next time. And I'll tell you, I thought Gavin was going to get us at the end while we're throwing these bombs. Gavin's going pop, 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 pop on the bottom. He ran a great race too. So that was a lot of fun.
Well, that's Dean Reynolds, your P2 finisher. We're going to grab Isaac Salas here. And Isaac, man, race of the year, brother. Talk to us about that slider battle.
I hope that's the race of the year. That was like... I hope it was fun for you because I threw, it felt like everything except the kitchen sink at him. To be honest with you, I threw sliders, tried to get underneath him, and he pinched me down. It was hoofda.
No, and you did exactly what you needed to do. We talked about when you were running P2. There's probably not one guy. I don't even care about your teammates right now. There's probably not one guy in this league you respect more than the 79. So when he pinches you, you can see you getting on the binders, making it a good race. I think you only fed him the right side once, and you I think we're looking at it now. You kind of had to avoid the tire a little bit, but man, dude, hell of a job tonight. Were you worried whenever you had that trouble in front of you, whenever you got into the 4 and you fell back to like 8th or 7th place? That was a big hill to climb.
Yeah, it was definitely a little nerve-wracking, to be honest with you. But I was actually more happy the fact that we didn't really wreck, to be honest with you, because I let off for like a good 2 seconds. It felt like to let Scotty catch his stuff, and it was kind of good. It was kind of good to get that quick reset, to be entirely honest with you. So it was a little nerve-wracking, but it was good to get that reset.
Yeah, real quick before I let you thank everybody. Did that 99 help you at all, seeing him coming on the bottom? That was the winning move there, holding it on the bottom to get by Dean. It looked like, man, you just pulled that out of your, what? Did you just kind of find that, or did you see the 99 coming?
No, I didn't see. I could see the relative just getting absolutely shorter and shorter, and I was terrified. I was like, dude, I gotta go. I was like, I gotta figure something out, and I had tried top. I mean, I ripped the top as much as I could. Like, I was up against the wall, even in a part where I don't like being against the wall, like coming out of 2, like you just lose like all your momentum. And I was trying to just even go in there, and I was like, I can't figure nothing out. So I was like, well, and other than like somebody else, I'm just gonna try to run the bottom here of all things. And I mean, luckily he didn't block it, and yeah, it stuck. So, I mean, it put me in a good position to keep that battle going.
Well, hell of a job tonight, Isaac. Man, I look forward to interviewing you a lot more this season. Definitely one of the best we have to offer. I hope you can make most of the races this year in this division. It's not the same without you. But you got anybody you want to thank for that top step of the podium tonight?
Yeah, man, I appreciate that a lot, Zach. Well, big shout out to Venom Racing. It was kind of up and down type of night here, but I mean, it was good to, Brian was on pole, Dan got up to 4th for a split second there, and it's good to have everyone make the show. Dean and the Super Dirt Car Series for the unwavered support. It's one hell of a battle against the boss, huh? So, but yeah, thanks to him, thanks to Magnum Race Designs, Got Your 6 Racing Network, RSN Trackside, Coast to Coast for the league. It's a great league, man. It's getting more competitive every day. I think it's a lot of fun. Mission 22, my Gramps with Top Notch Trucking. Thank you guys for the broadcast. It's cool to see Connor in a broadcast of all things, but so that's pretty sweet. Thanks to Regency for sponsoring this division so we can actually get it broadcasted. And yeah, other than that, thanks to like my friends, my family, my girlfriend for watching.
Well, hell of a job tonight, Isaac. Go ahead. I saw you mic up, Connor. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say congrats on the win.
Awesome. Thanks, brothers. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
See you in Rebels, because I'm coming for you.
Come on.
Good. Go ahead, Zach.
I was going to say big win tonight, man. Easily race of the year. I don't mean to rush this, but 7:54. I better get my butt in gear playing that other video, or we're going to have to set up other rooms. So I will see you in the next one, Isaac, here if you're running sprints tonight.
Awesome. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
All right, that's Isaac Salison, the 5-year winner tonight, and you heard me kind of give that quick wrap. We got to get rolling here, but we'll be right back with you here with some Rebels sprint car action. And once again, huge shout out to Regency Home Improvements. Couldn't have cool sponsors, videos, and races without guys like you chipping in. So we appreciate it, and we're going to be right back here with you, me and Connor, in about 5 to 10 minutes, so don't go anywhere on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Kiss on the champion. Trying to be a bit of a hiatus, so let's get.
Right when we talked about it.
These dollars had come together to support us, and we realized no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in an on-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive, so having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash, found out my brain was swelling and bleeding, pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately, they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday, I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
Yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere, is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
And we're back live here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. I'm Zach Chapman with Shaggy TV, alongside with Connor Canada Ross. He had a tough break there in the B main, or in the last one. But Connor, I think with only 16 cars, you should make the show.
I hope. If I don't, well, something's wrong.
Yeah, you said it there, but man, right now, Chad Griggs, a guy who Connor was able to run down last week and make a pass with a couple to go, but Chad Griggs, he has shown some speed on these tacky tracks, Connor.
Chad's usually good on, doesn't matter what track and what state it is. He is a phenomenal driver. He's got really good car control. And I think, honestly, the only reason I got by him last week is I just stuck to my strategy, and it's going to be the same strategy this week. But no, Chad's phenomenal. He ran Blake Chapman down at the Knoxville Nationals there when I couldn't, and he almost got him at the end, but just came up short. He's definitely one to keep an eye on.
Well, looks like we're off into qualifying here as the boys are ready to roll. We've got, I think, 16, maybe just 15 guys in the show. We'll see here how many put in a qualifying time. But right now, Andy Patton looks to be the first car out on the track here. And let's take a look at the A&J Custom Creations machine here, Andy Patton. You know the deal. Purple's quickest out of anybody. Green's quickest for them. You don't want that yellow. Right now, Andy Patton going to take the green here for lap number 1. Going to run the bottom in 1 and 2. Let's see. Going to float up a little bit. Probably a little more sideways than he would have liked to get coming through turns 3 and 4. Looks to be fighting it a little bit. Right now, though, let's see who gives us quick time here. Gavin Chatham on the pole right now in the 99. Let's see if he gets quicker here, lap number 2. Right now, Gavin Chatham letting it eat. He's slower in sector 2. Does improve on the time, but look at Chad Griggs. A 13.8. Man, he found some time. Chad Griggs looking to improve here on lap number 2. Can he improve? Was better in sector 2, slower in sector 1. No, he's going to be slower. But Soupy Dan McLaren going to move up to P2 on his final attempt. Kevin Fry out here. He takes over P2 on his final lap. The Flying Fry in the 21 moves up to P2. Soupy's going to get bumped down to P3. Gavin Chatham right now P4. Connor Ross P5. Isaac Salas P6. Gary Offit 7th. And Andy Patton 8th. I'm going to stop there just for the sheer reason of if we run 8 cars in a heat, those are going to be your invert. And then we'll read you off 9th, Corey Denson, followed by Pat Boyce in 10th, Stephen Bixler, Tyler Flynn, Roger Craig, Mike Cramner, Gary Taylor, and Randy Shreves. But Randy Shreves did not put in a time, so. Well, our man up here in the booth, Connor Ross, he's going to be in heat race number 1. Let's see if we can get somebody gridded here so we can give you a camera here. There we go. Starting on the pole for heat race number 1, sponsored by Gambler Motorsports, going to be Gary Offit on the inside of the front row, and the outside of him, Connor Canada Ross, Soupy Dan McLaren P3, and his outside Chad Griggs. Your pole sitter, Corey Denson, is going to roll off P5, and his outside we have the mayor, Steven Bixler. Roger Craig and Gary Taylor are going to round out the field here for heat race number 1. And Connor, before I mute you, good luck out there.
Thank you, and I think we should call Chad Griggs the Outlaw. He hasn't raced with us much. He's on the Outlaw schedule. I think he's kind of like the PA Posse guys. He's an Outlaw guy. He follows all the sprint car races.
And, you know, I muted you, Connor, so don't answer me back, but I think you're exactly right here. We may have to call him the Outlaw. Unless he starts running the full-time schedule, we're going to consider us basically the high limit. But, man, he's David Gravel out here. He comes in and he shows them boys how to drive sometimes. And right now, he's looking to do it again. But Connor Ross on the outside of row number 1, not to put the pressure on that kid, but, man, he's going to be probably the car to look out for as we're rolling through 3 and 4. Green is in the air.
Green.
It's time to fly. We're going to play in the clay, and what a jump for Connor Ross there. Chad Griggs looking to rip that lip on the high side, making it 3-1 for P2. Chad Griggs on the high side. Is it going to hold? Gary Offit in the middle. He's going to float up a little bit, but Soupy Dan McLaren, he's getting it done on the bottom. He got P2, and he's looking at your leader, Connor Ross. Connor Ross going to go down to the bottom in 3 and 4, see if he can't shut the door. But Soupy's going to look for some more, but now he's got a car under him. Chad Griggs making it 3 wide for the lead. That's going to make Soupy float up, and that's really going to help Connor pull away, but Soupy's going to pinch Chad Griggs down there going into 3 and 4, but wow, Chad Griggs is in a rocket ship right now. Hooked up on the bottom of 3 and 4, ripping the lip in 1 and 2. We're almost halfway here. Connor Ross is going to go to the top, and Chad Griggs hooking up down on the bottom. Big run, and man, maybe Connor made a mistake here. I think you want to be in the bottom in 3 and 4, but now they're battling behind him. Dan McLaren looking on the bottom of Chad Griggs. Now he's looking under Connor Ross for P1. He may have it at the line. We're 3 to go. Connor Ross really quick, though, in 1 and 2, but just needs to get to the bottom in 3 and 4, and now he does. Shuts the door, able to block the 88 and carry momentum out of 4. 2 to go at the line. Let's take a look at this final transfer spot. Steven Bixler has that. They're battling hard behind him. Corey Denson going to look to go by Gary Offit, but we're going to go back to the front here as White is out. Battle for P2. Chad Griggs looking under the 88. Connor Ross right on the high side in 1 and 2. Exactly where you want to be. Going to go to the bottom here in 3 and 4. Not enough room for Chad Griggs to make a move. Connor Ross is going to be heat race number 1 winner, followed by Chad Griggs, Dan McLaren, Steven Bixler, Corey Denson, Gary Offit, Roger Craig, and Gary Taylor. That was a great heat race number 1 here. Man, that was exciting. Connor, did you think you were going to be able to hold that one off? Oh, never mind. I still got you muted, Connor. Now you're unmuted. Did you think you're going to be able to hold that one off?
I knew I was fast in 1 and 2, but I wasn't sure where I wanted to run because sometimes qualifying laps aren't the quickest in a heat race, but I knew I was the fastest on the bottom in qualifying, and I knew the top wasn't there because I could hear Dan or Chad on my left rear, and I knew I got a good enough exit in 1 and 2. I had to stick it to the bottom.
Well, I never let you do this. You want to read off a grid? Do you have the grid in front of you?
I don't need the grid. I'm not fancy like you. Let me read them off.
All right, go ahead.
Starting P1, we got is it the general? No, it's not the general. But,
yep.
Okay, yes. Andy Patton. We got P number 2, Isaac Salas. So watch out for him. He'll always be fast. Third, we got Gavin Chatham, who's also really fast. And then Kevin Fry in fourth. Fifth, we have Pat Boyce, and sixth, Tyler Flynn. This is a stacked heat race, geez. Oh, not to forget Mike Cranmer. But Mike Cranmer is in the last starting position. Sorry, Mike, about that.
Yeah, and we had Randy Shreves, but looks like he didn't make the call. But Andy Patton, green is in the air. They're ready to play in the clay here at Charlotte Speedway. Let's go. Good jump again for the high side. It looked like Isaac Salas here. Let's see, he's able to rip the lip in 1 and 2. Connor showed the way there. That's where you want to be. Chad Griggs really actually kind of showed the way there. He wanted to. He was ripping the lip, but man, Connor, Isaac's playing with death up there.
That's Isaac Salas' thing to do in a sprint car. He's like Sheldon Haudenschild. He might not always be the fastest, but he will be the show, and he loves to rip the top.
And look at Gavin Chatham. He needs to start a lawnmower service down there cutting the grass. Going into 1 and 2, almost getting into that tire, but able to keep on rolling up into P2. And I don't know, we may have a little bit of a blinker going on back here. I saw somebody disappear a little bit, but man, Andy Patton and Kevin Fry side by side here for P3.
They are side by side. Fry gets past him. He's going to hunt down Gavin Chatham. As Isaac Salas is kind of checked out. He is blinking a little bit, but he is checked out as Kevin Fry goes to the bottom of Gavin Chatham for second.
Oh, he fed him lunch. The 21 go. And then he, maybe forgot to hold the brakes there. We saw it live. Not sure if the rear end snapped on Fry, but he came up the track and man, Pat Boyce got fed an early dinner there.
We have an onboard camera with Andy Patton that I was riding on, and that was spectacular watching him wheel that car through that pileup. But he's got to get going here as there's 1 lap to go, and Isaac Salas is checked out, and Patton's trying to run down Tyler Flynn for that second spot.
Yeah, and coming through out of turn 4 for the final time, checkered flag in the air. Isaac Salas is going to be your winner. Tyler Flynn's going to barely bring home P2 over Andy Patton, followed by Mike Cramner, Gavin Chatham, Kevin Fry, Pat Boyce, and Randy Shreves. And we're going to take a quick break here. We'll be right back with you. We're going to go to a little commercial break here while they do a little warm-up action. We'll be right back. Coast to Coast Racing Network. Don't go anywhere. Chad Grigg. He's the Jefferson City
Knoxville
Flag.
Raceway. They're lean, they're mean, they're 700 horses, a man and machine. They're 4 wide before they start to slip and slide. Here come the Cool Ray Coast to Coast Racing League Sprint Cars and the Mike Westbrook Memorial for the Knoxville National. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Green, Spangler, green flag, showtime, Knoxville National for green.
The Coast to Coast Racing League, in partnership with Dylan Westbrook Racing and Malcolm's Mills Millwrighting, are proud to present the 5th annual Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville Nationals for the Steve King Foundation. July 22nd to July 25th. 4 days of Knoxville action using the actual Knoxville Nationals point system. Over $500 in payouts as well as loads of door prizes. $15 for Coast to Coast members. $20 for non-Coast to Coast members with a max I rating of 3,000. All registration fees go directly to the Steve King Foundation. Feel free to donate more. Open Setup 360s with all races at the Knoxville Raceway. The event will be open to the first 100 drivers. All races will be broadcasted on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. For more info, log on to www.c2crl.com. It's showtime!
In the Coast to Coast Racing League Rebels Division on the Coast to Coast Racing League Network, presented by Malcolm's Mills Millwrighting.
You just heard from the man, the myth, the legend, Ross the Boss Corinna. Let's go racing. And man, that guy, we had to create a bounty for that man. He went all season, every race he was in, he won. Ended up collecting $70. That guy will go down in the Rebels Hall of Fame, that is for sure. But we're going to get your starting grid here for the feature tonight. Is starting on the pole, we've got Connor Canada Ross in the 35 machine, and his outside, our Venom team slash buddy slash teammate, I call him, Isaac Salas. Inside of row number 2, we have the Jefferson City Outlaw. If you heard me accidentally talk during commercial, or the Jefferson City Flash. That's what it is, Jefferson City Flash. Accidentally mic'd up because I wanted to tell Connor. That is Chad Griggs' nickname, Jefferson City Flash. I saw in the YouTube chat, so thank you for that. To his outside, we have Tyler Flynn in the 831. Inside of row number 3, we have Soupy Dan McLaren, and his outside, the General Andy Patton. Inside of row number 4, the Mayor Steven Bixler, and his outside, the 70, Mike Bramner. Inside of row number 5, we have Corey Denson, and his outside, the 99 of Gavin Chatham. Inside of row number 6, we have Gary Offit, and his outside, the Flying Fry, Kevin Fry. Rolling off in the Baker's Dozen spot, we got the Bass Man, Roger Craig, and his outside, Pat Boyce in the number 41 machine. Rounding out the field tonight, we have Gary Taylor, and no call for Andy Shreves. I think he's maybe an A driver, accidentally registered for this, but that's the story I've got, and I'm sticking to it. Connor, who do you got tonight?
As much as I want to say myself, I think I'm going to go with Chad Griggs. He's fast tonight.
Alrighty, well, good luck, Connor. Give him hell, man, and he's going through turns 3 and 4 for the final time. The green is about to fly, and my pick tonight is going to be Connor Ross. I think he's going to get it done, but let's see. Green is in the air. We're ready to play in the clay at Charlotte Speedway. Here we go. Connor Ross on the bottom in 1 and 2, looking to throw a big slider on that 5. Chad Griggs, meanwhile, hooking up on the bottom. That low line may be the place to be right now in 1 and 2, but Connor Ross, high side 3 and 4, big run, looking to come back. Right now, though, Isaac Salas had dreams of throwing a slider, but right now, Connor Ross able to clear him, but the 88, Soupy Dan McLaren, he's running the bottom. He wants this final step of the podium. Right now, Connor Ross ripping the lip, able to gain a lot of time on entry. If he can just keep it smooth, he's definitely as quick as Chad, but right now, Chad's on the bottom. He's saving tires right now. He's maybe might have something left here at the end that these other boys don't have, or maybe, maybe he's geared up to run the bottom. That may be where he wants to be, but the battle is heating up for this final podium spot. Isaac Salas looking to the outside of Soupy in this 88. Now he's in the wall. That's going to hurt him. Hopefully that right front straight. Isaac Salas looking to carry that momentum here. Too close to call. But Andy Patton, he's all over the place right now. He's trying to hang on as he's got the Flying Fry all over his tail tank. Kevin Fry ripping that lip in 3 and 4, trying to find some more. but there's just no room up there. He is quick in 1 and 2, though. Look at that run he gets on the 87. Bye-bye. Kevin Fry up to P5. Your leader out front. He is gone. Chad Griggs 1 second lead over P2 Connor Ross, and Connor Ross slowly but surely coming into the clutches of that 5 machine of Isaac Salas. Isaac Salas looking to carry momentum coming out of 4, and now he's got somebody behind him after the 5 slaps the wall. Soupy Dan McLaren.
The yellow flag is out.
Caution is out. Caution is out. Corey Denson, possibly Gavin Chatham. Let's see here. Or maybe he was just leaving pit road here. Or he had already slapped the wall at this point. No caution would come out. Let's go find Gavin Chatham. Let's see what happened here. Gavin Chatham looking to throw. Looking low on that 87 here. Oh! Kevin Fry got in the wall. We saw it there. Let's go back and let's see if we can maybe figure out what happened here. Kevin Fry. So coming out of turn 4, he just gets in the wall, comes off in front of Andy Patton. There's nowhere Gavin or Andy can go. Tough break for those two, but man, this may be the break. Guys like Connor Ross, Isaac Salas, Dan McLaren, they can smell what Chad Griggs ate for dinner again. They're right behind him, and that little bit of motivation sometimes is all you need, but we'll have to see here. Right now, if Connor Ross finishes in P2, he's going to have to do what I used to have to do with Marty sometimes. If you finish P2, you're talking in every interview here. You know, he's interviewing 3rd and 1st this race. And he's getting interviewed if he finishes 2nd. So pressure is on for that 35. He better have those strong throat muscles on display tonight. He's going to be busy after this race if he can't get by Chad Griggs here. But right now coming through 3 and 4, Chad Griggs starts on him. Let's see when he goes. Connor maybe anticipated it a little bit. Chad loves that. He benefits from that. Connor has to check up, and Chad is gone. Soupy in the wall. Let's see how that car... Oh, caution behind. And you know what they say. Cautions breed cautions. Pat Boyce and Andy Patton. Let's see what happened. We're going to go in the Chapman Racing drone cam here. Pat Boyce in that 41 machine. That blue lid. Oh, Andy Patton. So it started earlier. Let's go take a look. Let's see what Andy Patton saw. We're going to go on board with Andy here. Oh, maybe got chopped off a little bit. Possibly Tyler Flynn, and he went for a ride. One more time here. Let's see, Tyler Flynn thought it was clear, but Andy Patton was home, and oh, tough break for Andy Patton. Here's your Malcolm's Mills mill writing replay here. Now that Steve King Foundation pace truck, hopefully that thing's full of gas tonight because it's getting some use here in this Rebels feature. But speaking of the Steve King Foundation, if you have not signed up yet, make sure you do. Knoxville Nationals this summer, baby, and I'm bringing you Wednesday night because Tuesday night I'm going to a concert with my wife, so I cannot do Tuesday. But I will be here Wednesday and hopefully Thursday with Marty, or maybe I buy my way into that thing Thursday. We'll have to see, but make sure you sign up for the Knoxville Nationals. $15, the league members. I believe it's $20 for outsiders, but it is worth every penny. We raise a lot of money, and it is a hell of a cause. But the green flag is back out, and it's time to play again here in Charlotte. Chad Griggs with a great jump here, able to clear Connor by about 7 or 8 car lengths, and Connor Ross almost gets a bumper from the 5 here. He's going to hold it on the bottom. It's really heating up for P2. Going to throw that car back up the track. Dan McLaren looking for a 2-for-1. Here he goes. Slide job. Connor Ross hung it on the brim, and he's back to second. Connor Ross hung him out the side of the window, and he showed everybody what he has as it was time to go. We're coming up on 17 laps to go here. Almost halfway, and Chad Griggs pretty comfortable out front. Has that lead at about 0.8 of a second. Let's see what lap times look like this time by. Chad Griggs with a 14.95. Connor Ross with a 14.90. Connor Ross slowly but surely got that fishing pole out. Starting to reel in that man out front. Let's look at him again here. A 14.89 to a 14.94. Connor, 0.05 of a second faster again here. Let's see if I can bring you up the lap average here from those guys. And you see it. Last time by, Chad pulled it back out a little bit here. They're pretty even. Trying to figure out how I just turned that on so I can turn that back off here. There we go. But it is heating up for P2. Dan McLaren throwing a slide job on Connor Ross. Connor Ross going to counter back. Oh, baby. We're going to maybe treated to another slider battle, but Soupy gets in the wall a little bit. Connor, though, he knows he's got to go. He's got to set his sights on that leader, Chad Griggs. If he wants to run him down, he does not have time to battle with Dan McLaren. Let's take a look here at P5. Kevin Fry raced his way back to the front after having to go to pit road after an incident. But Gary Offit trying to take P5 back here. No luck, though. Kevin Fry, though, got the wall, came back down. Gary Offit, good reaction there. Let's see here. Connor Ross really losing touch with Chad Griggs. Chad Griggs is really extended, but look at Isaac Salas. Oh, he cut the middle, throws the slider. Oh, Connor Ross in the middle, 3 wide. He's got to throw the slider on Isaac. Can Isaac counter back? No, he's going to feed him the bumper here. Dan McLaren, here we go. It's heating up for the middle step of the podium.
The yellow flag is out.
Caution is out, and man, did Connor have him at the line? It looks like he did. Let's go see what happened. Looks like Gary Offit possibly. Let's go take a look. We saw him and Kevin Fry battling a little bit before, and it looks like maybe they're battling again here. Let's take a look here. The 21's going to go in low, and he just going to get into Gary Offit there. That's, Gary is not going to be sending Kevin any Christmas cards this year, that's for sure. He's going to be very disappointed when he goes back and looks at that replay. That's a tough one for Gary. I don't think we need to look at that again. Right now, the man out front, he did not want this caution. Chad Griggs had this thing wrapped up, and, you know, last week it looked like maybe somebody had something for him. They were running him down a little bit at the end. That man in the 35 was running the bottom. He found something at the end, and he was quick. But right now, it just looks like this caution's maybe delaying the inevitable here. Chad Griggs has been like grease lightning tonight. I mean, nobody can catch him. He showed a lot of speed in that heat race, but just played it safe, made sure he was going to start towards the front. He didn't need to win. And, man, he pounced here when the chips were on the table here. As the lights are off, we should be getting ready to go green this time by. Jefferson City Flash, though, out front. And like I said, he's flashing like lightning here. Hopefully this is the final restart. Green in the air. Chad with a good restart, but not as good as he's probably been accustomed to here. Connor Ross hung with him a little closer here. Let's zoom out. Soupy, he's looking to get that big run on the top coming out of 2. Connor's got to throw a slide job, but here, this is where Dan wants to be able to counter with a crossover. He's got all that grip in the middle of the track. He's going to throw a short slider. Connor's going to cross over through the slick. Dan gets loose, and Connor looks at P2 pretty comfortably here. 4 to go this time by for your leader, Chad Griggs. Looks to have this thing all wrapped up unless Connor can pull something out of the hat here. Chad is just extending this lead, and the Jefferson City Flash is looking to maybe get his first win of the season. And Connor Ross in the wall in 3 and 4. Hopefully that right front's not beat up. Short slider from the 88. Connor Ross with a textbook slider here. Or crossover, I mean. Dan McLaren goes back to the bottom in 3 and 4. Connor back in the wall. 2 to go here. Chad Griggs coming out of turn 2 here, coming down the backstretch, going into turns 3 and 4. Looking to get the white flag here. His white flag is waving, and it's the final time around for Chad Griggs. We're going to keep our eye on P2 here. This is where the action is. Can Soupy make one final desperation move for that middle step of the podium? There's the 5 of Isaac Salas. He's looking to creep in, but no. Jefferson City Flash Chad Griggs is going to be your feature winner here tonight in the Rebels division, followed by Connor Ross, Dan McLaren, Isaac Salas, and Kevin Fry with a good comeback, coming back to 5th. He's going to round out the top 5, and Gavin Chatham, Steve Bixler, Roger Craig, Gary Offit, Mike Cramner rounding out your top 10. And for the rest of the field, we have Tyler Flynn, Corey Denson, Gary Taylor, Pat Boyce, Andy Patton, and Randy Shreves. But wow, what a race here tonight is. We're going to get ready to unmute Connor, and then, like I said, I'm a fortune teller tonight. Connor is going to be a busy man here in these interviews. He's going to be interviewing Dan. He's going to be getting interviewed. And then he's going to be interviewing the man who dusted him tonight. I'm sorry about that, Connor. And Chad Griggs. But, hey, man, that was a pretty good race, don't you think?
That was a blast. I used up my right rear early up, and I was just too loose, and Chad was on rails there tonight. There was nothing I don't think I could have done.
Well, we're going to bring up Soupy, Dan McLaren, and we're going to let you get a word with him, Connor.
Well, Soupy is a fellow Canadian. You told me last weekend. It's good to see a Canadian win. Sorry. It's a shame I couldn't, and it's a shame you couldn't, but, man, that was a hell of a battle between us and Isaac. What do you think you needed to adjust, or what did you need more just to get by me and maybe go after Chad?
New right rear, for one. No, that was an absolute blast. If that wasn't good for the broadcast, I don't know what is. That's awesome racing back and forth. That's how it should be. I don't know, maybe a little bit lower gear, maybe put the wing back a touch or two, or try a completely different line, but, we were running pretty identical. So it's hard to get by another Canadian, man. But no, that was an awesome race by everybody.
You're just too nice about it, eh? But no, congrats on your 3rd place run. Anybody you got to thank tonight?
Oh, absolutely. Everyone over at Venom. Isaac helped me out again with the setups. We were discussing, what to run, what not to run. But VMR Reps, Magnum Race Designs, JRB Designs, Roger and all the guys for the league, and you guys putting on these awesome broadcasts.
Well, congrats again on your 3rd place run, and hopefully we see you in Renegades.
Thanks, Connor. You too.
That is Dan McLaren finishing 3rd in tonight's Rebels race. I don't know where Zach went. If he's still
Zach was having a little bit of mic issues. I apparently, when I turned it back on, unplugged it by accident. So we are here with your P2 finisher, Connor Ross, not far to travel, man. But what was the deal with Chad tonight? It just looked like nobody had anything for that guy.
you just said it. No, I could have tightened up the car like I said earlier and changed the gear, but other than that, I don't think I had anything for him. He was as smooth as could be on the bottom, and he was even smoother when he got up to the top, and I just made crucial mistakes that hurt me, but I still don't. I would have been closer, but I don't think I had that one tonight. I needed some luck on my side, and that happens. We won last weekend, and we finished second here tonight, so all in all, on a track that I'm not the greatest at, I can't be too upset.
Yeah, we're watching on the replay right now, slow motion of you getting in the wall in 3 and 4. Did you damage the right front when you got in the wall? Was it not at 100%?
The first time I hit the wall early in the race, it definitely it hurt. I shouldn't say it hurt the car. It just felt a little awkward after, but I can't complain. I still finished second with I wouldn't say a bent race car, but it definitely wasn't perfect. But the last few times I hit it, luckily, it didn't suck me in for too long and cause any more damage, sorry.
Yeah, well, Connor, P2 after their rough Open 358 can't be too disappointed, man. Who do you want to thank on that?
I got to thank my broadcast partner, Zach, aka Shaggy, for helping me out with setups and critiquing my driving whenever I do something dumb. But I got to thank all of Gambler Motorsports. I got to thank the league for letting me broadcast as well when Marty's not here and just letting me tag along with Zach. And those were 2 back-to-back phenomenal races at Charlotte. So I hope the Renegades can continue it. But I got to thank Burger Bar and Petro Plus, Ace One Construction, Kingpin Farms, Pesky Penguin, Bender Custom Concrete. You guys for putting on the broadcast, Roger, and everyone behind the scenes for making this league run for another strong season.
Well, good job tonight, Connor, and catch your breath because we just pulled up the winner tonight. The guy who Jefferson City Flash. Does that sound right, Chad?
I don't know about all that, but
okay. Well, that's what somebody told me in the YouTube chat, so that's what I was going with.
It's either that or the outlaw. He's a PA posse guy. He comes in here and stealing all the win. But congrats on your first Monday night win, Chad. That car was on rails from qualifying to the lap 30 on the feature. Is there anything you could have done? Anything you could have done differently to either your driving or your car to get fat or make it faster? Or was it pretty perfect?
The car actually felt really good all night. I've got a set that I normally use at Charlotte, and it's kind of one of our team, a guy on our team, he kind of custom made the setup, and it always has felt really, really good to me there at Charlotte. So I've always used it, and tonight I stepped away from it because I did some testing on a Speed Factory set that I had gotten for Charlotte. So I did a little bit of tweaking on that Speed Factory set and just some short practice laps that I had done over the week. It seemed to have more speed in it all the way around for the whole night. So I kind of went with a new set, but it felt really good. It was hooked up. It felt really good all night.
Well, as a guy who finished second, you should go back to that other setup just in case it doesn't work as well. But aside from the jokes, man, you were fast from the get-go tonight. I tried everything. But congrats on your win and first win in Rebels and Monday night. Anyone you got to thank?
I just thank my team, Scott Thomason Racing. Thank you guys for putting on the broadcast, C2C and Roger for the league. Fun place to come on Monday nights. I normally have some time here. But yeah, and a great race by you. It was fun racing with you there in the heat race. Couldn't do anything with you there, but I knew if I could get to the feature, then somehow we could get it to work out.
We always do. It's just like last week, except I didn't throw a crappy slider on you. But congrats on your first win here on Monday night, and hope to see you in Renegades.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
And that's going to do it for Rebels sprint car action. But, Connor, you gonna run? That's what I forgot. You going to run some Renegades here? You're eligible. Yeah,
I will. I don't have to get up till 5 in the morning. So, and do you have an oxygen tank? Because I need one after that. I was sweating enough from today, it being 40 degrees outside up here in Canada. Fahrenheit, I don't know what that is, and then you come make me announce, and then you're just You're the best.
Hey man, I gotta get it out of you while you can. But we're gonna take a quick break here. We'll be right back with you here at Charlotte Motors the dirt track at Charlotte. I almost said Charlotte Motor Speedway here. This isn't NASCAR, but you knew what I meant here. The dirt track at Charlotte, and stick with us. We'll be right back here on Shaggy TV with Zach Chapman and Connor Ross tonight. So stick around.
It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Gets on the champion. Trying to be a bit of a hiatus, so let's get.
Tonight we'll be talking about it.
These dollars had come together to support us, and we realized no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in an on-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive, so having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash, found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately, they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday, I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
Yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere, is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
Alrighty, we're back here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. I'm Zach Chapman with Shaggy TV, and I'm alongside Connor Canada Ross tonight, and we're here for some Renegade sprint car action, Connor. Tonight has been, I mean, I'm biased because I'm calling the show, but tonight has been Monday night of the year. I mean, hands down.
No, 1,000%. We've seen 3 to 5 wide constantly in that open 358s, and then we've seen slider after slider after slider. Last lap pass, we almost had a 3-car battle for the lead. You could call it a 3-car battle for the lead. Gavin was there, and then the leader pulled away in the Rebels race. But from 2nd to 5th were all slide jobs from the get-go to the end, and now we're in the main event of the evening. We need Bruce Buffer on the call here.
Yeah, you're not kidding, and we're going straight to the action here as we're going to advance into qualifying, and we'll see who pulls out on the track here. And you guys know the drill. You want purple in those sector times. Green's going to be
let me guess, yellow's bad.
Yeah, yellow's bad. Yellow is bad. You do not want yellow. And let's see here. Seeing people. Patrick Spangler pulled out pretty early. Let's keep an eye on Patrick Spangler here. Right now, Patrick Spangler taking the green flag here. See what kind of times he can put down. Jesse Bandy, purple first sector. Right now, P1 for Jesse Bandy. Bandy built machine, and look at P2. Bob did good in the 7 machine. Let's see if he can find any more speed in lap number 2. He goes purple in sector 2, but was slower in sector 1 as his time's going to slow down. But 71, the Professor John Hine moves to P1 with a 14:04, and you know who the salesman, Blake Chapman, 1,000th of a second behind John Hine. Almost identical times. Can he improve? No, he did not. Oh, yes, he did. Yes, he did. I'm sorry it took a while for it to update. Yes, he did. Wow, a 1386. Much faster for Blake Chapman. And, oh, man, he may have hit a new area code, but my broadcast partner, Connor Ross, let's see here if he can improve.
I'm not. I didn't realize there were 3 laps. I pulled off on the second one.
Oh, nope. So he's not going to improve. But Connor, possibly P12 with the invert. You may have just hit the jackpot.
I might have, but now I got to figure out what gear and stuff I want to run. I got to quickly do this.
But here we go for heat race number 1. Let's give you the starting grid here. Starting on the pole, we've got the 7 of Bob the Good into his outside, the high side banger, Patrick Spangler. Inside of row number 2, we have Jesse Bandy in the Bandy Belt Machine. To the outside, we have the Salesman. Get your Galen's popcorn out, Blake Chapman. Inside of row number 3, we've got the Hitman, Jack hitting his outside. The low line master, Brennan Lacey. Inside of row number 4, we have the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer, and his outside. We have the 78 of Jack Clevenger, but he hasn't made the grid yet, so I have yet to see if he makes the call. But Connor, look at the top. Oh, man, even Brennan Lacey, look at the top 6.
You know what the nice part about this? There is not a heat race where someone can't win in the feature. I don't know if that makes sense, but everyone in this heat can win in the feature. And have all been previous Renegade A winners except the Good and I want to say Dittmer, but I don't have the stats like Marty does. But this is a stacked heat race.
Yes, it is. Pace car is off. Final time through 3 and 4. Flagman's got the green in the air. We're ready to go play here at Charlotte Speedway. And we're off. Good jump from Bob the Good. And Bob the Good looking to hold that bottom through 1 and 2. Is he going to be able to get a run out of turn? Oh! Pad the high side banger shuts the door, and we've got a big one at Charlotte Speedway. That's going to wreck 5 cars.
Looks like Daytona, the big one, happened. I think that was just 2 cars going for the same real estate. I don't think that was anybody's fault, but it just sucks that it took out so many cars because that was going to be an amazing heat race. But Blake Chapman, the Salesman,
yeah, and
is out.
We're going to go take a look at this again here. Blake's got a pretty big lead here. We're going to slow down here. Keep an eye on Patrick Spangler. Maybe comes down the track a little bit there. And Bob the Good just not really anywhere to go unless he wants to get on the binders, collects Bandy. Dittmer barely sneaks through. You see Marty's big smiling face on the wing of that thing. Marty was having a fun ride. Oh, Brandon rides the wall, but man, that was wild, Connor.
It definitely was wild, and these guys are just out here now. They don't have to worry about position at all. They can just figure out what they need to do to their car to make it better and dial it in for the feature. Blake Chapman is, I don't know who won Renegades last week, but Blake Chapman is the man when it comes to 360s and Renegades, especially at Charlotte. He is always super fast. And Gentleman Jack Hitt finishing second there. Well, we still have 1 lap to go for the Salesman.
Yeah, we're on the final lap here. Is right now Blake Chapman's taking the checkers. This thing's over, but sorry about my delay there. You guys saw a little behind the scenes iRacing. It didn't want to go back live for me, so I had to bring up the iRacing thing. And your top, you're going to finish like this: Blake Chapman, Jack Hitt, Brandon Dittmer, Brennan Lacey, Bob the Good, Patrick Spangler, Jesse Bandy, and Jack Clevenger. And Connor, correct me if I'm wrong, everybody's going to make the show tonight. They're lucky in that, but man, that's going to be tough to climb for Bandy and Spangler.
It definitely will be it'll be a tough field to get through. If you run down the drivers that are in this field that are capable of winning, it's going to be a tough field, but if anybody can do it, it is Bandy and Lacey. Why did I want to say Bangler?
Right, well, you're in heat race number 3, so let's sing the song, Connor. Read us off starting grid here for heat number 2.
Rolling off the pole, we have the low side hustler, Jeff Barker. I know it's a Brewertown Beast, but we'll change it up for once. Outside, row number 1. Let me see if I can get this sorted out. My iRacing's being messed up. We have John Short rolling off P3. We have Talon Yolabari rolling off 4. We have the Professor John Hine rolling off P5. We have the Hall of Famer, the Coast to Coast Hall of Famer, Mr. Steven Goldner, and the all-time crew chief. And then we have Soupy, Dan McLaren, rolling off 6th, and rolling off 7th, but Brad White. You're throwing me under the bus. I'm not like my dad at this.
Yep. I'm gonna make you do the evens, but here we are. Green's in the air. It's ready
Green,
to
green,
fly.
green.
We're ready to play it. Charlotte Speedway. Let's go. Big jump for John. Short, but Shorty maybe got scared. He got a little bit too big of a jump. Maybe lifted Barker back to the front here.
Shorty's going to keep it up top and try and hunt down the Brewerton Beast, but if you followed us in any division, you know where Jeffrey Barker loves to run. The bottom. Middle of the bottom is his specialty. And he's showing that off right now.
Back here, though, Stephen Goldner in the middle, 3 wide, throwing a big slider here. He's trying to get to that fourth, well, I guess not final transfer spot. Everybody's making the show here, but he's trying to get that fourth spot away and maybe go to work here, P3 or John Hine. Oh, and he is. He threw it in there. What a run for Goldner.
I don't know how that stuck. I thought we were going to have a pileup, and I don't mean that in anything against Goldner. He is a wheel man. But I did not see that thing. John Hine went for the slider.
Yeah, short slider, and Goldner tried to go for a quick crossover underneath and got into the back of Hine. No harm, no foul. Keep on rolling. But I'll tell you what, surprise of this race has to be the Brewerton Beast in that 5:13, Connor. A second ahead of Shorty.
Jeff Barker has turned up the wicker in the past few seasons in the sprint cars. He has dialed his game in, and he's on a tear. I won't be surprised if we see a first-time winner out of him at some point this year.
I'll tell you what, going through turns 3 and 4, looking to get the white flag this time by that 513's a rocket ship here. White flag in the air. Battle is on, though, for 4th place. Brad Wade able to get by John Hine, and it looks like we actually have a battle for the lead. Jeff Barker, what happened? I clicked off Jeff Barker. What happened?
Did he run out of fuel?
Oh, what happened to Jeff Barker? Let's see if we
going
can
back on the replay.
Here.
He kicked it loose in 1 and 2 and just couldn't get a grip on the wheel as we were all pulling for Jeff. Jeff has been one of the longest racers in this division from the get-go of the league, and man, that sucks.
Yeah, you said it. That stinks there. That's a tough break for the Brewerton Beast. We're definitely rooting for him. Looking forward to him starting on the outside of the front row here for the feature, but that's the way it goes in racing sometimes. Here we are, heat race number 3, and my booth buddy's going to start on the pole here. Connor Canada Ross to his outside. He's got Dean Reynolds. Inside of row number 2, we got Steven Stewart into his outside. Jesse Atkinson. Inside of row number 3, we've got the Flying Fry, Kevin Fry into his outside. The dad of a Coast to Coast Hall of Famer, Barry Goldner. And rounding out the field tonight, we've got the old Desert Demon, old Smokey Terry Landis. Connor, before I give you a mute here, good luck, kid.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to go ahead. We got him muted here, and heat race number 3, we're ready to go play at Charlotte Speedway. Connor Ross on the bottom. Maybe with not the jump, or no, a pretty good jump, able to slide up in front of Dino, but Dino's looking to counter back here, going down the backstretch. Big run from the 79. He isn't going to throw a short slider. He's going to keep it up on the top of Connor. First to 4th in 1 lap. Steven Stewart up to P3. Look at Jesse Atkinson in the 127. He's coming high, wide, and handsome right now, but Connor Ross looking to maybe get some momentum back. Trying to pass back for P3, but they're 3 wide behind him. Got the Desert Demon up 2 spots in the middle, 3 wide, able to get by Barry Goldner and Kevin Fry. Oh, little contact between Kevin Fry and Barry Goldner. You saw it at the back of your screen. Kevin Fry Terry Landis looking to get around Connor Ross and Steven Stewart here, but I'll tell you what, the battle's starting to heat up front. Jesse Atkinson, big run in the middle of 3 and 4. All over your leader in the 79, Dean Reynolds. Entering turn 3, coming out of turn 4. We're going to have 3 to go this time by. Battles all over the track right now, but We're going to focus on the battle for the lead. And as soon as I say that, Jesse Atkinson has a little bit of a hiccup. He's going to lose touch with Dean Reynolds. He's got to try to get back to him here. 2 to go. Steven Stewart, meanwhile, he's got his hands full. Connor Ross trying to answer the bell here. Big run in the middle of 1 and 2. Does he have enough for a slider? Not going to have enough to clear him. He's going to have to pinch it down. White flag in the air for the 79. Coming out of turns 2 for the final time. He's going to go down the backstretch, entering turns 3 and 4. No trouble behind him as the 79 is going to be the heat race number 3 winner. Battle for the line for third. Oh, Steven Stewart's going to edge out Connor Ross. It's going to go Dean Reynolds, Jesse Atkinson, Steven Stewart, Connor Ross, Terry Landis, Kevin Fry, and Barry Goldner. And I believe that's going to be warm up here. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with you here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Don't go anywhere.
Raceway, they're lean, they're mean, they're 700 horses, a man and machine. They're 4 wide before they start to slip and slide. Here come the Cool Ray Coast to Coast Racing League Sprint Cars and the Mike Westbrook Memorial for the Knoxville National. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Green, Spangler, green flag, showtime, Knoxville Nationals are green.
The Coast to Coast Racing League, in partnership with Dylan Westbrook Racing and Malcolm's Mills Mill Ready, are proud to present the 5th annual Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville Nationals for the Steve King Foundation. July 22nd to July 25th. 4 days of Knoxville action using the actual Knoxville Nationals point system. Over $500 in payouts as well as loads of door prizes. $15 for Coast to Coast members. $20 for non-Coast to Coast members with a max I rating of 3,000. All registration fees go directly to the Steve King Foundation. Feel free to donate more. Open setup 360s with all races at the Knoxville Raceway. The event will be open to the first 100 drivers. All races will be broadcasted on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. For more info, log on to www.c2crl.com. It's showtime!
You're watching the Coast to Coast Racing League Renegades Division on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, presented by Dylan Westbrook Racing.
And there you heard it from the Renegades points champion, Blake Chapman. Let's go racing here is we're going to read you off the starting grid here. And by we, I mean me, of course, because Connor's in the car here. All right, starting on the pole here for the feature, we've got Blake Chapman into his outside. We've got Shorty, John Short, inside of row number 2. We have the 79 of Dean Reynolds into his outside. Jack Hitt. Stephen Goldner, the C2C Hall of Famer, on the inside of row number 3 into his outside. Jesse Atkinson. Inside of row number 4, we have the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer, and is outside the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker. There we go. That didn't want to change. Inside of row number 6, we have Brad Wade and is outside. Connor Canada Ross. Inside of row number 7, we have Bob the Good and is outside the Professor John Hine. Inside of row number 8, we have the Desert Demon Terry Landis and is outside the High Side Banger Patrick Spangler. 17th, you have Talon Yulabari and is outside Kevin Fry. Let's see here, rolling off here in the inside of row number 10, we have Jesse Bandy and is outside Soupy Dan McLaren. Rounding out the field tonight, we have Barry Goldner, and not sure if doesn't look like Barry Goldner made the grid, but we got Patrick Spangler. Looks like he's back at the back. Not sure why here. What, Connor? Who do you think's going to win here, man, real quick?
Steven Goldner.
All right, good luck. Go get him, kid. Well, Connor's got to get busy here. We're going to put him on mute as he's got some racing to do. But coming through turns 3 and 4, we're ready to go play in the clay here at Charlotte Speedway. Let's go racing. Green's in the air. It's flying, and good jump for the salesman, Blake Chapman, but John Short, he's looking to answer on that high side. We're going to see if we can zoom out here, give you a little bit of view. Blake Chapman looking to defend here in the bottom of 3 and 4. John Short, high, wide, and handsome. Can he get a run? No. Blake Chapman's going to be the leader here at the line, but we've got a battle for P2 as caution is out. Looks like the Professor, John Hine, may be in a little trouble. Keep an eye on that blue 71 on the high side. Oh, gets run over from behind the 21 and just never can really recover. Bounces around like a ping pong there. That's a tough break for John Hine. See, and this thing does not want to jump me back live tonight, so we may have to close down SDK and reopen it here. May disappear on you all for a second here under caution, but we've got to fix this issue here. Alrighty, bear with me here. Should all be coming back here. We see it cycling. There we go. Let's see, hopefully. Now that'll be able to quit messing us around on the replay there, darn SDK. I didn't reset it in between races. I should have known better, but looks like the white flag, or the lights are off on the pace truck here. They're going to pull in. Blake Chapman here leading your field through 3 and 4, looking to get a good jump here. Let's see if he can extend a big gap over Shorty, John Short here. So he's going to fire late, and he does. He catches Short sleeping here. Now John Short, he's got a mirror full of Dean Reynolds. Let's see here, Dean Reynolds, can he try a big move here in 3 and 4? No, he's going to have to slot in line, but there he is, the 30, Steven Goldner. He is all over the back, and I just realized I forgot to pick somebody. So I'm going to pick John Short. John Short is not won in a while, and John Short, man, he used to whip our butts on a nightly basis. I think Shorty gets back in victory lane here, but right now, Blake Chapman, he's the guy to beat out front. Ace in the field, last time by with a 14.66. Fastest guy on track. Steven Goldner, though, he's trying to let those horses run. but he's got a car in front of him. He's going to have to go to the high side. Maybe he wants to run where Dean Reynolds is right now, but just not enough room, you know. Got to go where the guy in front of you isn't. Let's go back here to Brennan Lacey. He's up 7 spots up to P9, but look at Brad Waite. Started 20th up to P6. Hello, sir. Somebody's fighting for a hard charger tonight. Look at that. It almost looks like that mellow yellow scheme. They used to run in NASCAR, those colors. I dig that. Good looking ride, Brad. Well, let's go back to the front. Let's see what the lead's looking like. John Short slowly got that hook set in on Blake. You gotta wonder if Blake's maybe saving a little bit. Maybe even worried about gas if he's running the high side this early. Blake likes to run the bottom. You know, maybe got caught up by surprise how quick the top is.
The yellow flag is out.
It looks like the high side banger. Patrick Spangler. Oh, involved in an accident. Connor Ross got a little sideways in front of him. Let's see here what happened. Let's go see if we can find the beginning of this here. Connor Ross. The high side coming out of 2. Just enters in 3 and 4 and just gets sideways. Just, you know, gets over the cushion a little bit and it just bikes around on him. But they able to keep it rolling. May have to use a quick repair there for Connor, though. That's going to be a tough break for him. See here, he does use a quick repair, pulls in, gets that repair done, but Blake Chapman, not that he's wishing it on Patrick Spangler, but he's not going to be upset with that. I can tell you, Patrick Spangler is that they've kind of each other's nemesis here in the Renegades division, always going toe-to-toe for the championship, it seems like, with Bandy slipping up as of recent. Not Bandy in particular, Bandy built. They're a team. And I think they'd be the first to admit that, you know, they're not exactly on par where they want to be. And right now, got the 1 to green here. Guys are going to double up. Blake Chapman's going to choose the bottom here. That's a big deal for Dino. Dino's got to, you know, take this to his advantage here. He's got to get a good jump on John Short. We saw how hard he had been working to get by him, but you see he's got the green in the air. Arm might be getting tired, but he's waiting for Blake to fire here. Good start from Blake Chapman. Maybe not the start Dean would have liked. But Steven Goldner, hello. He's coming. He wants some. Almost 3 wide for second. Dino, watch out. John Short's going to shut the door. Goldner's going to look high on this while they're battling. He's going to look to get by Dino. Steven Goldner's going to send it in hard into 3 and 4, looking to carry this momentum to beat the 79 to the line, but it's going to be too close to call. I think it was maybe Dino at the line. Big run, though, in the middle of 1 and 2 for Steven Goldner. He's going to clear Dino easy, but right now he just gets up in the fluff in 3 and 4, and it just looks like that's costing him a little bit of time.
The yellow flag is out.
Caution is out. We've got another caution here. Let's see if we can try and find what happened here. Let's go. Let's see here. Whoa. Oh, was that Bob DeGood? That was Brennan Lacey. Let's take a look here. Let's see what happened. Okay. Contact's already happened at that point. We're going to go back a little further. We're going to refine Brennan Lacey here. See if we can watch this out a little bit. Okay, so he gets fed a right rear a little bit from the 29. Goes up in front of the Spider Monkey. Nowhere to go for Brandon. And Brandon just gets into Lacey. And boy, Lacey goes for a ride. Round and round and round, and now he's going to do a 360. He gets hit again, collects John Hine, collects Connor Ross, and we're going to have to take a look here if Connor likes his car, but man, that may be it for him. Oh, Connor's still out on the track. He's got something here, he thinks, at least something to ride around try to get the incident point count down. That's probably what he's going to try to do here. But, man, Blake Chapman out front. I don't really know if the cautions are bothering him. You know, he is breaking out to a good lead, but it gives him a chance to just reset and, you know, take a little break, catch his breath. He's got the speed right now, definitely the quickest car on track, and got a teammate behind him, so he's hoping that he's raced clean and trying to keep that buffer in between Goldner. But they're coming through 3 and 4 as, let's see, the green's ready to fly. Blake Chapman with a good jump. John Short able to gap Goldner a little bit, but man, Goldner, he's got a tail tank full of that 79. Dean Reynolds, he's got some speed on these restarts. Looking under the 30th, Stephen Goldner not going to be able to get it done here, but he's going to look right back at him here going into turns 1, and they're double wide behind him here is Brad Waite. Saw him involved in some contact earlier, but remember, hard charger up 14 spots, 20th to 6th. He's trying to get P5. He thinks he can battle for this podium. Back up front, Blake Chapman just checking out slowly but surely, and Stephen Goldner in the wall. That put Dean Reynolds by him at the line. Can Dino complete the short slider? No, he's going to keep it on the bottom. Goldner's going to get a little bit of a hiccup, though, coming out of 2. Dino, can he throw it up there? Maybe he doesn't want to. Big run out of the middle of 3 and 4, and Dino's got the final step of the podium. But that 30, he's like a shark, man. He's going to come back hungry. He takes a little bite out of the 79. And now he runs in a little high in the fluff in 3 and 4, but can he carry the momentum out? This is where the battle's at. You've got 3rd, 4th, and 5th under a blanket. Stephen Goldner looking back to the high side, throwing everything he can at this 79, but the 79 just gets a phenomenal run out of 3 and 4. We're 16 to go this time by. Back up front, Blake Chapman. 2nd lead over John Short. Blake Chapman starting to come up on lap traffic here. Let's see, will that come into play? But let's go back to the action. Here is Goldner. He's to the outside. Can Dino get him back here? I think Dino's maybe in the preferred line here in 3 and 4. But no, Goldner's got other plans here. He's gonna, Dino, he's gonna feed him lunch. Little contact in 1 and 2. No arm, no foul, gonna keep on rolling, but man, you gotta wonder, that had to give Dino a scare. Now he's gonna fall into the clutches possibly of the 127 of Jesse Atkinson. Big run, trying to see if he can take away 4th place from Dino. Let's take a look here back at P10. Let's go to Jeff Barker. Just smooth race here in 10. John Hine, we saw him involved in an accident earlier. Right now, he's in the wall. He's got his teammate Connor Ross underneath him. Can Connor Ross get by the 71? Looking to maybe, Connor Ross almost gets hit from the inside as he's got Dan McLaren, I believe. John crosses back over. What a battle here. Kevin Fry, look at these 4 going at it like it's 1st place in the last lap. Man, they're going hard. Now, mind you, this is for 12th. This is for 12th. Kevin Fry, that lead car, is in 12th, but they are throwing everything they have at each other right now. Let's go back to the leader. Let's see what's cooking. Blake Chapman, he's gone. Goodbye. The cake is baked, and John Short is just trying to hold on to P2. Stephen Goldner, he's got P3 pretty much locked up. Brad Waite able to get around Dino. He's up to P4. Can he maybe think about running Stephen Goldner down? But I don't know. They're running out of time. Who was that back there? Jesse Bandy with the big slider in 3 and 4. And now Atkinson going back at Bandy. Bandy in the middle of the track here, trying to throw one into turn 3, but the Pink Panthers on the high side. He succumbed, though. Jesse Bandy able to take the position away from Jesse Atkinson, move him up to 6th place. But let's see, they're back. They're back. These four, you couldn't stop them for long. Oh, you know, Kevin Fry has actually pulled away. We've got a new guy in that. That's Talon Ulibarri. Throw him in on the foursome. You normally got to pay extra for this kind of action. But right now, Blake Chapman, he is looking to lap Patrick Spangler. This is the speed Blake has right now. And Patrick, you know, he wants to win a championship. He can't just let Blake by. I mean, he's got to hope for a caution. He's got to hope he gets a caution these last couple laps. Maybe get a spot back, and at the same time, Blake's got to know, hey, I got a big lead here. I don't have to be aggressive, and there's the caution. Connor Ross around. Let's see if we can see what happened here with Connor Ross. That wasn't Connor Ross, actually, who wrecked. He was involved after. Who was that? Brennan Lacey. It was actually Brennan Lacey. They have that blue and white car. I thought that was Connor. Oh, wait, no. This is actually a totally different wreck because I didn't scroll down. So, error. It was Connor Ross. I thought I saw Connor's car. And we're going to look at the real replay. So he's on the outside here. Oh, he tried to maybe cross back under and maybe came down as his teammate was coming up a little bit, and they met in the middle, and, well, able to get a P2 in the B. I think Connor, all in all, he's going to be happy with his night here, but we're going to see if we can unmute him here. Connor, you're unmuted. You can help me call this green-white checkered, man. I appreciate you wrecking for me.
Yeah, no problem. I almost drove back onto the track after the end and realized we got a green-white checker. I better come up and help you.
Yes, you know, you were running this, but man, Blake Chapman, he is checked out up front, and if Shorty's got anything, Connor, he's got to show it now.
Maybe Shorty was saving, just waiting for a caution, late caution.
Green flag.
Blake Chapman, definitely no favors for teammates on this restart. Able to get a huge gap on John Short. Now John Short all of a sudden in the clutches of that number 30 here as we're coming out of turn 4. White flag in the air.
Blake Chapman had a great distance off of Short from that restart, and I think that's what helped him. But can Goldner get past Short here? Or is it? It's going to be close, I think, but Short's got second. Chapman wins.
Yeah, third. And John Short able to hold on to P2. Stephen Goldner P3. Brad White P4. Brandon Dittmer rounding out the top 5 there. Dean Reynolds in 6th. Jesse Atkins in 7th. Jeff Barker 8th. Bob DeGood 9th. Rounding out the top 10, Kevin Fry. The rest of the field goes as follows. Dan McLaren, Stephen Stewart, Jesse Bandy, Talon Ulibarri, Patrick Spangler, John Hine, Barry Goldner, Brennan Lacey, Terry Landis, Connor Ross, Jack Hitt. And no call tonight for Jack Clevenger, but he's still going to get his name called. Man, Connor, what a race tonight. Or what
all
a
three
night.
races
What a night.
were amazing. Yeah.
Darn you,
You're
Blake, for
definitely right.
stinking up this show.
Chad did that to the Rebels, but we had a great battle for all over the track.
Yeah,
That was an awesome night.
That's true. I guess that's what kind of made me forget about Chad walking away from you guys, the battling all over the track. But man, you're gonna have to go back. You guys were actually battling hard 4 wide there at some points for some of that. So, man, that looked exciting. That's for sure. But let's see if we can find Stephen Goldner here. And I'll tell you what, Connor, we found him. Stephen Goldner, Coast to Coast Hall of Famer, able to bring home 3rd place tonight. How do you feel?
After the last season and a half, I feel pretty good about running top 3 here.
Yeah, you know, I touched on that a little bit, and I said you'd be the first person to admit, you know, last season or so, you guys have struggled a little bit, but man, it seemed like you had a fast car tonight. But You think getting in the wall, about around that halfway point, maybe made it a little too hard for you to go get second?
We honestly, I really wasn't that good. We still have a lot of work to do to complete with Blake and John and the rest of the guys here. Sure, getting in the wall didn't help, but yeah, we still have a lot of work to do because I was damn near trunked at the start of the race, and we just kept it all the way back and tried to do what we could.
Well, able to hold on and gain 11 spots there, Steven. So if the car wasn't handling good, everybody better watch out when you guys get that thing tuned up because we know you got some speed under that thing. But who do you want to thank on third place tonight?
I gotta thank all the guys at Vandybilt. They're great guys to hang out with, whether you're running good or running bad. Ross Cornett, Velocity Race Designs, Fits Perfect Photography, Mooner Racing Engines, Dylan Westbrook Racing for the title sponsor for the Renegades. You guys for the broadcast, everyone with Coast to Coast Racing Leagues.
Well, hell of a job tonight, Steven. Looking forward to many of these throughout the season, my man.
Yeah, hopefully we're talking again in a couple weeks.
Good job, Hall of Famer.
Thanks, bud.
That's Stephen Goldner. You heard from Connor Ross there, the little bird in the background, the Hall of Famer, Stephen Goldner. But, Connor, we've got a new guy up here in the booth. We like to call him Shorty. You want to get a word with him?
Yeah, I'd love to have a talk with Shorty. I haven't raced against him much, but a second place finish here at Charlotte isn't too bad, especially against Blake. Did you have anything for him, or did he just use it up too much in the beginning of the race?
I don't know. I mean, he after that first restart, I think we would have had a couple chances to throw sliders at him and maybe steal the lead. But once he got the jump on the restarts, the early part of the race, I was kind of pacing with him about the same gap that he got on the restart. And then later on that long run, he just started walking the dog on me. I tried to search around, tried the top, lost about 4/10 in one lap, and tried again later and did about the same thing. And he slowly crept out away from you like Blake does. He's just so darn consistent, so good. So it's hard to beat him. So I was happy just riding along. We saw that when that caution came out, we both had a pretty big gap on third and fourth. So it was a good feeling there to be able to run as well as we did. So.
Talk about the track tonight, because I'm not used to this Charlotte. Usually it was
weird, man.
Up against the wall most of the time or the bottom, but it looks like you could get it done in the middle, and the top is always fast, but it's super treacherous. And I hit the bump going into 3 and spun myself, but like this track has gained a lot of character over the years. Was there something you could have done differently to setup, or was it just trying to figure out the new lines here?
Honestly, I didn't know what to expect because in the warm up I was running that kind of middle line in 1 and 2, and but I was like, well, I think the top's always there, and then I think it was lap 2 before we got the caution. It was just zipped, and I was like right on Blake's door and had a lot of speed coming down the backstretch to slide him, and it's like, well, maybe that's there. Then after the restart, we both kind of hit that same line and just kind of it's just stuck. You didn't have to worry about banging off the cushion, and you still seem to be getting the same drive, which is weird. So I mean, pretty much just ran that same line in 1 and 2 the whole race because there was grip on exit somehow. It was a weird track for Charlotte. I've never raced on it with the way it performed tonight. And then you're right, in 3, you kind of get that little hop going in, and if you get your car set up, you're a little squirrely getting in before. I mean, I was kind of just breathing the throttle a little bit on entry. Slow the wheel spin down as I was going over that and kind of get the tire settled so I could get back on the gas a little bit. But I was running more of a kind of a middle entry to cut down to some of the grip on exit and come across the slit on the front stretch and just try and control wheel spin. It was pretty much the whole game. It wasn't the normal Charlotte where you could just bang the cushion for 30 laps and see who could do that. Kind of like Port Royal. You kind of had to baby it around there. So very unusual. Which I maybe just played into my wheelhouse tonight. Setup was kind of an old one that I pulled out of the hat, and I know Blake was running something different, but both seemed to make similar speed just running that same line. So,
well, congrats on your second place run. Anybody got to thank?
Thanks, Connor. Yeah, just thank you guys for putting on the broadcast. Did a pretty good job, Zach, and Connor helping out there. Saw you did really well in the other 2 races, so good job there. just got to thank the Christ Sim Racing guys. Having a lot of fun. Just getting some of the band back together. I know Joe's got his twins recently, so we're still waiting on him to come back. He's got his hands full, so we'll welcome him back as soon as we can. But then pretty much just got to thank my wife and the whole broadcast team, the whole league, and then pretty much the last one is Galen's Homegrown Popcorn, our prime sponsor. So if you want some of the best popcorn, go get yourself a bag and just check out with the code CART, C-A-R-T, and you'll get yourself 15% off. So and I'm sure Blake will go over that again later. So,
well, congrats on your second place finish again, and hope to see you next week.
Thanks, Connor. Appreciate it.
And that's going to be your P2 finisher, John Short. But man, the guy who we like to call the salesman here, Blake Chapman, able to get it done again. Man, you were gone tonight. Talk to us a little bit about it.
Yeah, I don't know. This isn't one of my best tracks usually, so I don't know what got into me tonight. First couple laps of just the practice I had out there, I didn't feel very good. Threw in a different setup, and this thing really hooked up tonight. We were fast in qualifying, our heat, and the feature. So definitely a different track, though, which was kind of fun to see. The middle really came in, was a place to be. Usually it's just get up top and go, and that's kind of the setup I had in for tonight. But it was kind of fun to see that middle line come in and being able to utilize that to win.
Yeah, were you a little surprised there? I mean, let's be honest, a little bit of a caution fest there at the beginning, and then you get the long green flag run and you start getting yourself into lap traffic. Were you surprised when you came up on that 39 to put him a lap down?
Yeah, Patrick is the last guy that I would expect to be passing in lap traffic for sure. If I forced the issue a little bit more, maybe I could have got him, but I had a 2-second lead, so I wasn't going to push anything. And I'm glad I didn't because they ended up wrecking kind of in front of me there for the last caution. But yeah, this was just kind of just a weird race all around, from how the track came in to who was where position wise. So I don't know. I kind of had fun tonight.
Yeah, you touched on it a little bit there, being able to run the middle, and Connor asked Shorty about it a little bit. Were you surprised with the way lines developed here tonight at Charlotte?
Yeah, I was absolutely shocked. I mean, right on the 358 big block race here just last Thursday night, and it came in how it usually does. You can run the middle for a little bit, and then it goes up top, and that's how it's been every other time we've been here. So I don't know what it was, if it was the weather setting, if it was something different, but yeah, definitely shocked to see the track come in how it did.
Well, hey, man, started P1, finished P1. You know the drill by now, man. Who you got to thank?
Yeah, I got a shout out to family for watching, especially my dad. Happy Father's Day to him, and thank him for everything he does for me. I got to thank all the guys at the Krite Sim Racing team and the Can-Am Racing team. I got to thank Preston at Epsilon Sprint Wraps, Andy and AJ Custom Creations, and of course, I got to thank Galen's Gourmet Popcorn. I'm sure you heard it from Shorty. You can head over to their website and use code CART for 15% off of your purchase. And I got to thank you for putting this on, Zach.
Well, hey, hell of a job tonight, Blake. Getting used to interviewing you up here. You're becoming quite the name on the podium. And, man, we're looking forward to seeing if you can go back-to-back this season.
Yeah, I hope so. Thanks, Zach.
That's going to be your feature winner tonight here. And, Connor, we've talked about it all night, but, geez, man, what a night of racing we were treated to.
I don't know what it was with that track wearing out, weirdly for all the races, but I think it brought some of the best racing Charlotte's ever seen from coast to coast, personally. In the 358s, just from the drop of the green, sliders were thrown 3-4 wide, and then it came down to the final few laps, and Isaac took it over. And the Rebels race, Chad Griggs had us all covered, but the battle for second was amazing between myself, Dan McClare, and Isaac. And just even in that Renegades race, we were battling 4 wide for 12th, and they were battling up there for the top 5. So all in all, I think that was one of the best Monday nights we've seen here on Coast to Coast.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't a letdown here tonight at Charlotte. Every time we come here, it's one hell of a show, and it was again tonight. But Thank you from everyone at Coast to Coast for tuning in tonight, and thank you for my broadcast partner, Connor Ross. I'm Zach Chapman, part of Shaggy TV. Make sure you tune in with my broadcast partner, Marty Sakala, Thursday. Get a little 358 and big block action in on Thursday night, and if I'm back from my golf outing, I plan on jumping in and surprising Marty, so we'll see how that goes. But make sure you're back with us Thursday night. And once again, Zach Chapman with Shaggy TV. Thanks for tuning in tonight, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.